It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Yo. What's up? What's up? What's up? Listen, pack light. Ooh. Ooh. Y'all better pack light. What's going on, everybody? At the Copacabana. I don't know why that's in my head. Hi, everybody, girl. We got a cute little show for y'all today. It's a lot going on, my God, on today. People are in my comments crashing out on Instagram, girl. They're crashing. They're crashing all over. They're crashing all over the place. They're crashing out. Okay? Because they upset. Because you can't just tell me no anything. Oh, Lord. The story of my life has been people being mad at me because you can't just tell me no any damn thing. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you can't just tell me no anything, bitch. My apologies. Okay? I'm being facetious. I'm not really sorry. Y'all want me to be dumb. That's what it feel like. Everybody wants you to act dumb, y'all. I'm not acting dumb for nobody, okay? Apparently the community is not okay. The community is not okay. Okay? This QR code up here, girls, where you can find this merchandise. Also, it fell. But I have a puzzle. I don't know if y'all know, but I have a puzzle. And we're about to start working on some new stuff for the summer, for the spring, girl. We're about to start coming out with some new The Community Is Not Okay merch. Okay. But I have a puzzle and a coloring book, okay? Because I'm a kid at heart. I'm a fucking millennial. Okay? And I'm here, girl. Let's get into it. I'm excited. Did you like the video? Did you hype it up? Did you hype it up? Did you hype it up? Okay, where do I want to start? I had to actually like lay shit out today. I had to lay shit out today. First of all, I want to start by informing you guys because when I tell y'all I'm so glad we don't have a Ooh Ladies First panel Thursday. I am so glad that we don't have a Ooh Ladies First panel Thursday, right? Yeah, no, it's the last Thursday of the month. We don't have no show, okay? And the reason why is because, y'all, Tank and Tyrese are going to be doing a versus battle. Girl, I cannot wait. I just already feel like, first of all, it's going to be hilarious. Okay? It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be funny. Number one. I'm trying to find the screenshot that I saved, y'all, but here it is. Girl, we got here with what Tyrese said on Complex. Okay, about the verses with Tank. He says that Tank is gonna win. We know that Tank is gonna win. That's not why we're coming. Okay, we're not coming because Tank is gonna win. We're coming because we want to see y'all and hear y'all interact with each other because y'all have a long-standing history that is hilarious. Like they have a love-hate relationship. And so I can't wait to see what's gonna take place when these two niggas get on stage together to start trying to sing the women's panties off. I can't wait. Okay. But let's hear what Tyrese had to say about it, girl. Slowly it's playing in my head so loud right now. I know we'll be making love slowly all night long. Ding on. Hey. Show Big Daddy what he's been missing. Tip it on. Want you to feel right when I'm kissing. Really wanna take my time if you don't mind. Love you. Oh. Girl, don't make me do it. Oh, I know we'll be making love slowly, baby. All night long. I'm sorry, y'all. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. And then that when we fuck, I'ma be aggressive. I'ma be listen, it's everything. I love Tank. Okay, and I love Tyrese too. But mostly, girl, I'm here for Tank.
Floor with me. I think Tank is a different category of singer. I hit bad notes when I sing. Tank don't. Crazy thing is, Tank actually had a really freak accident where he had like a hearing situation where one ear kind of went out and everybody was like, oh my God, Tank is about to lose his hearing. I literally sent him to one of the best ENT, ears, nose, and throat doctors in the world. And now he's gonna take not just one ear, but both ears and try and whoop my ass in this verses. So I'm announcing in advance, there will be bad notes, but I'm coming in.
Listen.
Tank is going to wipe the floor with me.
Listen, as long as we have our expectations set accordingly, as long as you're aware that don't be delusional about it, Tyrese. We're so glad that you're not coming into the room delusional. I think it's best for us to start our expectations off very low, and then he'll impress us. I think that's the point. But yeah, I can't wait, y'all. I'm so excited. It's actually, okay, it's Thursday night. It's 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So that is 7 o'clock, 7:30 my time, 8:30 Eastern. Girl, come on now. Okay, I'm well traveled. I know the time zones. Okay, I'm excited. Girl, I'm excited. Girl, I don't know why people think they can, like, I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, but like, I'm getting older, and I feel like what getting older is like me having less patience for stupid shit. So when I used to do YouTube back 2012, 2013, 2014, the years that I was doing YouTube, and I used to sing all the time, and then people would tell me I couldn't sing and please stop singing, and oh, we hate when you sing. They would do all of that, and it would make me feel terrible, and then I stopped singing. And eventually, somebody was like, oh, Bondi, I miss when you used to sing. I hate that you don't sing anymore. And so then I was like, these hoes don't know how they feel. These hoes don't know how they feel. So I'm going to do what I want to do. And so when I get up here, I'm going to sing. That's a part of BondyBlue show, is that she's going to sing, girl. At some point, she's gonna sing a note. And if it sounds good to me, then I don't give a fuck how it sounds to you. And if you think you're going to be in my comments talking shit to me today, you're not, because I'm just going to block everybody. That's right, girl. I'm going to ban you. I'm going to ban you. So just be careful about how you talk to me in my comments today. I don't care to be a democracy with y'all. Like I don't care for y'all to have free speech in my comments. I don't view you like customers. Okay. So I really don't give a fuck about retaining some of you the way some other people may. It's a quality over quantity thing over here. And so, you ain't gotta like when I sing, girl, but you also don't have to tell me to stop singing. You could just, be like, oh my God, here go Bondi singing. It don't be lasting that long. Girl, watch the playback, bitch, and you can fast forward through it. It's not hard. It's not hard. But bitch, I've been singing all my life. And if you think a weirdo on the internet gonna make me stop singing, bitch, you are sadly mistaken. Because I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and that's the reason why I sing glory. Okay? Fuck out of here. This is called having a personality and talents, ho. Find some. Get some. Get some decorum about yourself. The internet got you hoes flipping out. Just some mean bitches, you know what I'm saying? Who the fuck tells people not to sing when they can actually sing? You hoes is mean. Hoes is rude. These hoes ain't got no manners. It's okay though. Blocking and banning, girl. Blocking, banning, singing further. Whatever you told me not to do, I'm gonna do it again. I am a Gemini. Stop fucking with me. The bells, girl. There are new bells. Bell Collective Birmingham, April 10th. Okay, y'all, I will be out of the country, unfortunately. I need to get a VPN. That's what I need to do. I need to get a VPN so I can still watch shit. Okay? But y'all excited about this new Bell Collective? I'm about to pull up the trailer so we could, listen to it, because I don't want no copyright strike. I don't want no we'll watch it. You know what? This is what's gonna happen. In the live, y'all, I'm gonna play the shit. Okay. It might have to get taken down and edited out later. So just be aware. Also, know we're gonna cut things up and post them on BondyBlue Bites. Okay, that's another place for you to find stories and everything. But always just remind yourself that if it go missing, don't worry. By the next day, it'll be back. Okay. I'm sorry. Is it Ayasha? Pronounced Aisha? Okay. Aisha. Thank you for the super chat. I've been rocking with you since the Burgundy Fro, and I love and appreciate your perspective. You're my little cousin in my head. You are loved. Thank you. I appreciate you, Aisha. Thank you for being here. Y'all don't make me be sentimental. Cause y'all know it don't take long for me to go from to okay. It really don't. Like okay. I am very in touch with my emotions. Okay. All the neurodivergence in the chat feel seen right now because I randomly sing solos myself. I thought we all did this. I thought we all did this, girl. But let's look at this. They have Stormy. Stormy looks amazing. Stormy is in charge of the girls here, it seems. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's find the trailer, shall we? Okay. All right.
These Southern women build businesses,
1 hour in, Lala.
families, and legacy.
When it comes to Canvas, my first product was literally made in my kitchen. So to be where we are today is just so mind-blowing to me.
I am Nigerian-born content creator. I've grown an audience of close to 400,000. Oh, I love this view.
It is 2.6.
Oh, that's a steal.
That's a steal.
When you're doing smiling pictures, you want to laugh. I have helped kids get into commercials, movies, television, print. We do it all.
My name is Amber Jones. I'm the current CFO of Canvas Beauty. I'm a boss. My business runs itself, and I can be a great wife and mother.
God, I pray for my sister right
I can be, or you are. Did y'all hear what she said? Did she say I can be a good wife and mother, or are you a good wife and mother? Because I'm like, girl, now are you advertising for your services on this show? Girl, not you advertising being a good wife and a mother. I hope that's not what it because that's what it sounded like, girl.
now, Lord God.
I feel chosen to bring women together because it allowed for me to serve.
In Birmingham, friendship is the real power. To the collective.
All right, y'all. Congratulations. They have another show. Now, there was nothing whatsoever entertaining about that trailer. So I'm not sure what we're going to get. But of course, I will be there to see what the girls are giving. Is it Red Divine? Thank you so much for the super chat. Ho is always mad for no reason. Keep shining, Bondy. Thank you, girl. Listen. Shining, 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 shining. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Okay. But I just wanted to inform y'all. Okay. Informative. I wanted to inform you guys on, the new things that were coming out that you might want to check out. Also, I mentioned it on my Instagram and on TikTok. Y'all should follow me, BondyBlue, on there. If you don't, most of y'all probably already do. But there's a show called The Madison on Amazon Prime that I watched this week. It's a good show. Savannah Girl, Michelle Pfeiffer, Kurt Russell. It's a really, really good show. So if y'all looking for something good to watch, if you somebody that loves good scenery, right? You love when a movie depicts beautiful landscapes, you know what I'm saying? It's moving photography. Girl, yeah. Watch that. It's real good. If you want good acting, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be glued in. And I always test how good things are based on how much I'm paying attention and being on the phone at the same time. Because at some point, I'm going to put the phone down if it's good enough. Okay? So y'all check that out too. All right. So let's move on. Y'all, the Housewives are gearing up. And there is some fighting going on between the girls. Let's get into it. K. Michelle says her feud with Real Housewives of Atlanta co-star Drew Sidora isn't about music. I don't fight over music when something doesn't compare. I try to support all the beginners. Oh, okay. That was very very much shade. That was very much passive aggression. Let's take a listen. Okay, wait, no. Let's actually listen because Sherry Shepherd and them people, they and the Mercury, the Mark Mercury child, whatever the hell, yeah, they'll copyright strike me. So let's just take a listen.
Hey, Michelle, we got to talk Housewives over here. Okay, in the trailer, you were having issues with fellow housewife Drew SEDURE. Now, what's going on? Why y'all can't get along? What's happening?
I can't say a lot, but I can say it's not for what people think it is or what she would hope it would be about.
Okay.
She would hope it would be about music, but I don't fight about music, when something doesn't compare, so it wasn't that. But no, honestly,
Right.
I travel all over the world, I work, platinum, gold records, all type of stuff. One thing I'm not gonna do is fight about music. So I
Okay.
think people think that that's what it's going to be. I try to support all the beginners in music.
My good sister.
No, I'm just
Okay, Michelle, we got to talk Housewives over here.
That was very nice, Nasty K. Michelle. We appreciate your growth as a person to always engage, but to change the way that you engage. Shout out to you. Well, y'all know that Drew SEDURE responded, right? So let me get Drew's response. Drew SEDURE. To all the beginners out there, keep going. I'm finally living my dream and preparing for my first live nation tour. I'm sorry. Tickets are live. Girl, we love it. We love. I love it. I'm not even gonna front on y'all. Like, this is the way grown women argue. Girl, this is the way grown women that got shit to lose argue with one another. Okay, just real nice, nasty shade. Girl, thank you. I'm gonna take that. Keep going, believers, beginners. Okay, keep doing your thing because eventually you might get to where I am doing your first live nation tour. Yes, God. I'm appreciative of this level of classy shade. Like, I receive it, bitch. It's like, I receive it, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's giving on some slick shit. Okay. I like that. That was cute. All right. I'm a little excited about Real Housewives of Atlanta. They've been gone so long. I am interested to see what what it's gonna give. So I don't think K. Michelle can be pigeonholed into anything. And I think Real Housewives of Atlanta is not loving hip hop. Real Housewives of Atlanta is the perfect place to promote anything you have going on, to expose yourself to other people. First of all, Bravo has a huge white audience, which means they're going to have people that like country music. This is just opening her up to even more people that may not be familiar with her if they are a Bravo person and not a Love and Hip Hop person. Also, yeah, I don't know if they actually canceled Love and Hip Hop or if Love and Hip Hop just moved to BET. And honestly, I feel like that's where it was always supposed to be. Girl, Love and Hip Hop was always supposed to be on BET, bitch. I don't know what's wrong with BET and why they didn't do Love and Hip Hop first. But it just like, girl, how y'all... Girl, that's some shit. Okay, so... Speaking of Real Housewives of Atlanta, I wonder if Kandi is going to go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. But Kandi wanted to straighten some shit out for y'all. Okay, she wanted to straighten some shit out for y'all because I'm starting to think that people will put lies out there about Kandi so that Kandi can come out and respond to it because they're not getting a response, right? So it's like, she not answering. She don't want to tell us what's going on. So we just going to put the story out. And then if it's wrong, she'll correct us. Okay, I think that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays, especially when it comes to Kandi and her divorce. I want to be very clear. I reported to y'all last week on what I saw, but I said if it's true, I want everybody to be very like open your ears when y'all listen to me. Open your ears when you listen to me, because I use very specific language. Just saying. I'll tell y'all, we don't know if this is true, but this is what they said. And it doesn't even really matter. Kandi is always just being used as an example of why y'all shouldn't always be telling women, y'all don't get married, y'all don't want a ring, because y'all doing that with Lotto right now. And it's like, how many examples of situations like Kandi has? And we're going to get into it. Because either way, their situation is one that if you wouldn't have married him, y'all wouldn't even have to be going through all of this. You could have just had that man at your house having babies and shit, and y'all did not have to get married. And the reason why y'all could have not got married is because you're the person with all of the money. When a woman gets into a relationship with a man that has more money than her and she's about to get on his health insurance and all of that shit, that's one thing. But women like Kandi, women like Lotto, women like Rihanna, those women do not need to marry these niggas. Those women do not need to marry these niggas.
For me, it's like sometimes, yeah, I want to talk about it. I didn't say as much as I really have wanted to say.
Right.
Because overall, it's like, you know, sometimes when some of that stuff is filed and, you know, people are running with it, it's annoying.
That is
You know, you want to be like, nah.
And see, that's the thing though, Kandi. You're saying it's not true, but it was filed. That's why I get confused, okay? And I'm mad that her one woman show sold out. I really should have DM'd Don Juan and been like, please put a ticket aside for me. I want to come.
But see,
Right.
of course, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, it's already public, you know what I mean? But and then in the very beginning, when I first filed, I thought that, you know, people would say something about it, you know, like the day that it was filed, but I thought it was going to kind of fade.
Go away.
But then it was like,
oh man,
bigger, way bigger than I'm sure either one of us expected it to be. Well, definitely more talked about it than I
really
expected.
thought it was going to, like, again, y'all are my friends. And I was like, what? So people, you know what I'm saying? Like people who watch the show, who grew up with you, who've grown with you, who've watched the, you know what I'm saying? So they're invested. You know what I'm saying? And I actually know you, and I'm like, oh, come on. You know what I'm saying? So I expected people to really want to be in the business. I thought they would be more in the business than they were.
Yeah.
But you don't have to necessarily let them in all, you know what I'm saying, all the time. But like, I guess
you say you ain't supposed to let them in. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If you had stuff that was every time something being filed, you know,
it's public knowledge.
Yeah, it's public
knowledge, and you got bloggers just waiting. Like we literally would have a court set
about this. I was just trying to make sure I covered my bases, y'all, because there's been a whole bunch of little shit going on. Okay, so we talked about that. Then we talked about the 25K allegedly. And
I feel like
here it go. This is the clip. But it was from the same interview.
okay now.
Yeah.
You know, of course it's been a crazy past, you know, few months. It's like you're not necessarily happy about it, but you know, at the same time you wanna, you know, be at peace with your decisions. You know what I mean? We are still communicating. Like, we have 2 little kids. You know what I mean? So we're still, you know, speaking all the time. We're still around each other. Matter of fact, we still got to do spring break together.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said that.
Sometimes, I want to talk about it.
Right. Okay, so that's the beginning of that clip. I'm just trying to cover my bases, okay? Because everybody was talking. Everybody was doing interviews. Everybody was telling all of their business the past couple of days. And Kandi, I know I saved another one that Kandi talked about the situation in. Also, Todd is consistently like posting like stuff about them or posting her stuff in support of her. And I always think it's so, like, why it seem like y'all playing in our face? If that makes sense. It be feeling like y'all are playing in our face a little bit, Kandi, because he often kind of comes out and makes it seem like whatever's going on in the blogs, that's just not what it actually is. Both of y'all are kind of confusing the shit out of everybody. As far as I'm concerned. So her one woman show, I want to see her one woman show. Y'all saying that she says she's not gonna do just one. That's good, because I do want to see it. And it's because it's her telling her own story, and I would love to hear her tell her story. I would. Okay, here it is. So Kandi Burruss divorce settlement reveals 6-figure lump sum to ex Todd. Girl. All right, hold up. I'm about to read this for y'all. Hold up. I just wanted to have that up there so I wasn't scrolling and shit. Okay. And so it says, Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kandi Burruss will not be paying her ex-husband Todd Tucker a dime in child support or spousal support. So thank God. Thank God. Girl, this is the good part of the end of the movie. Okay. Okay. Not a dime in child or spousal support, but she will be coughing up a hefty 6-figure lump sum as part of their divorce settlement. That's cool. TMZ obtained the settlement agreement signed by Kandi and Todd. The exes wed in April 2014 and split last year. Per the deal, neither party will be paid child support or spousal support. Kandi and Todd agreed to share joint legal and physical custody of their kids, Ace born in 2016 and Blaze born in 2019. Kandi will keep the children's passports, but Todd can request them from her ahead of any international travel. As for their bougie assets, the Real Housewives of Atlanta star will keep her 2022 Bentley SUV, Cadillac Escalade, Ford F-250, Porsche Cayenne SUV, and a 1963 Chevrolet Camaro. Oh, Kandi. Oh, my God. You got a 63 Camaro? My God. I want to take a ride. Y'all love old schools. That's not it. Todd walks away with a 2020 Mercedes G-Wagon, 2020 Porsche 911, 2023 Range Rover, a 1973 Ford Bronco. My God, is that telling? My God, is that telling? You have OJ's car? I'm sure it's a different year, okay? The 63 Lincoln. Yes, come on, 63 Lincoln, okay? I got myself a stinking Lincoln. And a Ford Transit van, okay? Because he has work to do. He's got a gig. The exes agreed to sell a food truck they own. The real estate divvied up between Kandi and Todd were redacted in the paperwork. Todd agreed to vacate Kandi's guest home within 15 days of the parenting deal being signed. Excuse me, y'all. I woke up with my sinuses on one. I took my Zyrtec. It's taking too long to work. Remember, Kandi claimed Todd was essentially squatting in the Atlanta guest house, while Todd said he was only in there because she kicked him out of their main pad. To equal everything out, Kandi will pay Todd a lump sum of $426,000, so almost $500,000. The duo will split their credit card reward points. The deal says Todd paid Kandi $38,000 to satisfy the balance owed on their 2025-2026 Atlanta Hawks season tickets. Okay, Kandi will keep those season tickets, right? Because he going back to New York. As TMZ, like he don't care about these people. As TMZ first reported, Kandi and Todd have been going back and forth in court over custody and support for months before hashing out the deal. That sounds like a good deal. It's not even as much as we thought. $426,000. Girl, that's not the $2 million we thought. That's an even better deal. Congratulations to Kandi and Todd. That seems fair. That seems fair. That seems fair, y'all. You know, I'm a proponent for doing what's fair. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that I don't feel like Todd. I kind of, not that I don't think he loved her. I think he loved her. Like, Kandi's beautiful. But the way men actually are versus how they pretend to be makes me feel like, yes, you might have affection for her, but the goal was always to be able to come up off of the relationship. I do feel that way. I don't feel like that was Kandi's thing. Kandi's goal. I think Kandi really wanted like long-term love and all of that. And I think Todd is just very meticulous, very smart, tends to be unemotional, right? So I think, yeah, I don't want to say like I feel like he was just outright taking advantage of her, no love involved. I don't want to say that. But I definitely feel like, yeah, you were kind of plotting. What I know about men now, y'all plot. Y'all think ahead in ways that y'all don't want women to recognize that y'all think ahead. So yeah, that's that on that. Moving along, we have other divorce proceedings to get into, and this is a divorce that I'm so happy is finally happening. Sierra Glam Girl Gates is finally divorcing this succubus nigga that she's been with for the past couple of years. Thank you, Lord. I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't ever think that divorces are a bad thing within themselves. Like, you know how people think divorce is a bad thing because, oh my God, a family's breaking up. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Marriages can be hell for some people. Marriages can be laying next to somebody that's sucking all of your life force energy from you, abusing you, cheating on you, dogging you the fuck out, and then telling you to deal with it because you they wife or you they husband. Right? So to me, divorce means freedom. It's just what happens in the end of the divorce because sometimes y'all fuck over women in divorces. Everybody loves to pretend and believe that every nigga that's getting a divorce is about to get his pockets, opened, up and all of his shit taken. But the truth of the matter is most of y'all niggas don't really have anything and you just don't want to share the shit that you do have. Even if women helped you acquire it. A lot of men, well, I'm just saying, I just seen a lot of men allow women to go through childbirth and all kind of shit just so that they can fuck over those women on the back end and not be fair to those women at all because it's yours. It's not y'all's anymore. It's yours. Even though you wouldn't have it without her, it's still given. I'm just saying, I know men that handle women any old kind of fucking way, y'all. Any old kind of way. And y'all really like to pretend like women are just out here getting paid out of these niggas' pockets every time they divorce. Not the case at all. Not the case at all. Most of you niggas can't afford alimony. And rich niggas got the lawyers to put their wives through the ringer so that she can just give up and take what he's willing to give her and not what she might actually be owed or what might actually be fair. Divorce always harms women more than it harms men most of the time, but y'all just be lying to yourselves. So Sierra, niggas be delusional. Sierra files for divorce. Let's get into it. So let's y'all know I'm blind. Anytime a girl, listen, I'm only reading paragraphs when I get paid for it. Okay. All right. Sierra Thomas versus Xavier Thomas. Xavier. Is that how you pronounce it? Xavier? But it's spelled Xavier? I wonder who was trying to make it seem as if he was going to be more than he was going to actually be. Petitioner for divorce with no minor children comes now. The petitioner, Sierra Thomas, wife, in the above styled action by and through her attorneys of record, Trisha Solomon and Vicky S. Pollard, files this, her petition for divorce with no minor children, and shows the court the following facts to wit. Wife is now, and for more than 6 months, immediately to the filing of this petition hereto, has been a resident of Fulton County, Georgia. Respondent Xavier Thomas, husband, is a resident of Fulton County, Georgia, and is therefore subject to the jurisdiction of this court. Service of the summons and petitioner may be acknowledged. If the respondent does not acknowledge service may be perfected as allowed by law. Jurisdiction and venue are proper in this court. Okay, so this basically is the first page lining up that she filing for divorce for him. Let's get into what it says because they're gonna get into some specifics. Wife and husband were lawfully married on August 17th, 2024, and have been living in a bona fide state of separation since July 17th, 2025. Wife shows that there are no minor children born of this marriage. And y'all remember, she kept trying to get pregnant. She said she had like 7 miscarriages. No, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't 7. Maybe that was Jessica. But she said she had like several miscarriages. And see how the Lord be trying to tell you something? Y'all don't be wanting to listen. The Lord be trying to tell you something, girl. The Lord was trying to tell you he ain't the one. Okay? Anyway, where was I? And the wife is not pregnant with a child of this marriage. Wife shows that she is entitled to a divorce from husband and on the following statutory grounds: that the marriage is irretrievably broken as set forth in OCGA, and that husband is guilty of cruel treatment willingly inflicted upon the wife, such as reasonably justifies apprehension of her bodily and mental health as defined in OCGA. I'm guessing that's a state code of some sort. All such other grounds that are proven at trial and or may be averred by amendment as provided pursuant to OCGA as amended. Wife reserves the right to amend this paragraph to include additional grounds for divorce. Wife shows that any assets and debts that are determined to be marital should be equitably divided as provided by Georgia law. Husband should be responsible for his non-marital debts and an equitable portion of the marital debts. Okay, we're trying to be fair with these niggas. Wife should receive exclusive use, possession, and ownership of her separate and non-marital assets and all appreciation thereon, meaning that you better not ever try to put your fucking hands in this ghetto girl eats. Okay? Husband is an educated and able-bodied individual capable of gainful employment as to allow both parties to be financially self-supporting. By this petition, wife puts husband upon notice that he is bound by the provisions of OCGA, which provides in part as follows. After a petition for divorce has been filed, no transfer of property by either party except a bona fide transfer and payment of pre-existing debts shall pass title, so as to avoid the vesting thereof according to the final verdict of the jury in the case. Pending the final determination by the court of the right of either party to alimony, neither party shall make any substantial change in the assets of the party's estate except in the course of ordinary business affairs and except bona fide transfers for value. Wife insists that husband comply with the foregoing statutes. Husband is hereby put on notice of not only the law of the state of Georgia, but also of wife's intent to insist on full and able compliance of same by husband. Wife shows that she has been forced to retain counsel to assist in this instant action and that she is entitled to an award of temporary and permanent attorney's fees. So she asking this nigga to pay for her attorney's fees. Well, it's funny that she's filing for divorce, right? He's the one that asked for the divorce on the last episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which we'll get into tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll give y'all a 3-episode members only for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Husband should pay his own costs and expenses in this litigation, including attorney's fees and expert witness fees. Wife is entitled to a total divorce from husband because of the facts stated herein. A, the summons, wherefore the wife prays that summons and or process issue as provided by law, that wife be granted a total divorce from the husband, that is to say a divorce, whatever the fuck that say, vinculo matrimony upon legal principles, that the parties' marital assets and debts be equitably divided, that the husband be assigned responsibility. This is basically just a sum up of everything we just read, okay? Just sounds like pay for my my attorney's fees and you don't get nothing, I don't get anything. We just pay our debts equally. You take what you had, I'll take what I had, move on from here. That's what it seems like to me. I would really love for people like Sierra to stop getting married. Stop getting married. I'm not telling you not to have love. I'm not telling you not to, be in a relationship with a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying anything about that, but stop marrying them, because this is a new era of niggas marrying your rich ass so that they can take your money. The same thing that men think that women are always doing to them, the men are doing it to the women. Y'all have to remember that whatever men project onto women, that's the shit that they would actually do to a woman if given the opportunity, right? Y'all remember how back in the 90s and the early 2000s, everybody thought that women were trapping men with pregnancies? Fast forward to 2026 and you feel like every time a woman want to leave a man, that nigga trying to pop her so she can get pregnant and she won't be able to leave him. How many niggas get women pregnant that they always want access to? We know now that whatever a man projects onto a woman, he's usually doing it himself. So, yeah. Also, let me see. What does this say? Divorce contested. Sierra Glam Shop has filed for divorce after accepting her third engagement in 3 years. And divorce so he contested the divorce? That's what this says. And that's very interesting. It looks like things went left just as fast as they came together for Sierra and Xavier Thomas. According to court documents we assessed filed in Fulton County, Sierra has officially pulled the plug on a marriage, asking for a divorce after less than a year. Girl, has it been less than a year? They've been together. I thought no, it hasn't been less than a year. Right? No, they got married. Oh, well, yeah, because they broke up July 2025, got married August 2024. So yeah, a month short of a year. Okay. Yeah, girl. I'm glad she's getting a divorce from him. I'm glad, because you could tell that something was off. We've been watching Sierra for a long time, y'all. And yes, life catches up with people, so I'm not blaming anything that's going on with her per se on him. But I did notice a change in how she was showing up ever since she got into this relationship with him. I also feel like, as a fellow Gemini, I feel like Sierra needs to get control of her emotions, because she consistently is slipping and falling in love and shit. And it's like, look at that nigga. Why do you think he's going to treat you right? Look at him. Like, literally look at him. Didn't he just get out of jail before y'all got together? Red flag. Red flag. You had to really put him on. Nobody knew who the fuck that nigga was until you put him on. Now he got Fashion Nova deals and shit like that on his Instagram. He modeling clothes and shit. Okay? So to me, I just kind of feel like, yeah, Sierra, like, I understand how much you love as a fellow Gemini girl. I love all of that shit. Okay? All of that, passionate and all of that, girl, I get it. I totally get it. But you have got to stop marrying these niggas. You are building something that niggas will want to come and take from you. Sierra, Ghetto Girl Eats is amazing, y'all. Like, I don't think people gas it enough. Ghetto Girl Eats is amazing. Like, I'm just saying, I season everything with Ghetto Girl Eats. Sierra has something so good right now. I feel like, I don't know why Sierra is not working her way. And I guess because they be taking too much money from you and you need to be making more money in order to, put your shit on the shelves in grocery stores. But Sierra seasoning needs to be on the shelf in people's grocery stores. It's really, really good. And I feel like I would prefer for her to set her sights on her business and growing that business and getting into the grocery stores and shit. Baby girl, one day starting your own grocery store line. I need the women to be doing shit instead of looking for love in all of the wrong places. My God. Now, before we get into, all of the real nigga shit, right? We got to get into this Cam J. Cole situation, because, bitch, I don't know if it's real or it's fake. I'm going to start off. I don't know whether it was real or it was fake, girl. I don't know whether it was a scheme that they set up to come to us with this bullshit. But either way, it tickled me to my soul to see Cameron in the middle of a fucking sentence and J. Cole walk up in the studio like, a lawsuit, nigga? For real? And then to watch him be like, oh, man, it wasn't like that. And this is what I be talking about. Men do some of the most weirdo shit And then when you like, okay, that nigga's a weirdo, they like, nah, man, I was just playing. It's not that serious. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're a weirdo. You're not going to change my mind now.
Girl can't be a stylist neither. When she's fixing somebody's collar, I don't know what may happen next time she. What's up, man?
I'm just saying, like, a lawsuit, bro. Lawyers?
You know, it wasn't like that.
I'm just saying, bro. You got niggas like.
Okay.
The Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand. Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world, right away, the world became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you got to pick a side, boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time,
right,
or just like pile on
that's a fact.
And tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like, yo, I feel weird and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
the Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I also hate
the Drake and Kendrick thing
but I also hate that for Drake. And I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy
Okay, so this is very interesting for me, right? Because he said it and then Jay-Z says it. They feel bad for Drake. They feel bad for Drake. And we're now acting like Drake isn't a great artist. People are not acting like Drake isn't a good artist. Because when we was on his dick all through the 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. When we was on Drake's dick, it was all well and good. Over time, Drake has done shit that has gotten him side eyes from people. First of all, from the very beginning, Drake was stealing shit from lesser known artists. And because he's a bigger known artist, y'all can act like he came out with the shit first. But as a Crit fan, it's always been a topic of discussion that Drake was stealing shit from people, getting shit from other artists, and then making it seem like it was something he came up with or he created. We thought that Drake was the one producing his music back in the day. They made it seem like Drake was in the lab writing the song, making the beat, just like some other artists were back then. And what we eventually find out is no. Drake had a production team a lot of the way. It was the same thing that Diddy did. That shit, like once we start to see you more clearly, you start to look lame to most people that was holding you to a certain esteem. It's not about putting you on a pedestal, but if you show yourself to be one way, and then over time we see the contradiction in how you was really flaw and faking, and then you started putting barrettes in your head and wearing plaits and wearing braids, and it was given, I'm not really black like that, but I'm going to use black culture and make them think I'm with them like that, but I'm not really. Then you use the black women, right? At the very beginning of his career, you fucking with the strippers and all the big booty black girls and Serena Williams and all of that. And we're like, oh, okay, so Drake likes black women. And you know how much we felt about if you come into anything black, you better come correct because we're going to be about checking your ass, right? He came in, he was fucking with the right women. So everybody was like, okay, cool. He did a lot of shit to make himself look one way. And then over time, we start hearing from Millie Bobby Brown in interviews that Drake is in her DMs and she's a teenager and he's a grown-ass man, and it seems kind of odd. Then the other girl, the one that's cool with Suki Hana, whose name I'm going for, Al something, whatever fuck her name is, that does the weird interviews. She was another one that said that Drake was in her DMs when she was a teen and he was a grown adult man. So, if though facto, what that shows is that if nothing else, Drake might be a creep ass dude that likes to fuck with young girls because it's easier to control them, just like all of the rest of you regular ass niggas do. Y'all, like, I saw a lot of people in my comments when I was starting to talk about these niggas. Y'all have this mentality that we've pedestalized them. And now because they're not showing up as, superhuman, we're judging them. Shut the fuck up. That's not what's happening here. That's not what's happening here. And I also want y'all to stop acting like regular people, just everyday people, are taking advantage of teenage girls and shit. Some of y'all are. But those of us that would never do such things, bitch, we're gonna judge you. The fuck is you talking about? What are you talking about? In a time right now where we're going through with the way people like to fuck children, how y'all like to call 15-year-old girls grown women, the way y'all like to take advantage of young stars. Anybody Justin Bieber? Anybody Justin Bieber? I am so fucking sorry that we are not in a time where our favorite artist can do an interview and we're just like, goo goo gaga, whatever he says. I love J. Cole. In my house, the most listened to rappers are Kendrick, Cole, Crit, Jay-Z, me personally, Black Thought in them, okay? Who else? Juvenile, T.I., okay? These are the people that we actually go to and listen to on a daily, weekly basis in this household. I love these niggas, which is why I am hypersensitive to the way they're moving. I am not one of those people that wants to believe fucked up things about celebrities because it's salacious. That's not what's happening up here. That's not my channel. That's not what I am. That's not me. That's not what I'm doing. Okay? However, I am not an idiot. And I'm going to need for these niggas to think about what they say before they come to us. And because some of y'all are so easily, manipulated, right? Some of y'all believe anything these niggas said. Y'all are on the first row of the audience, right? I want these rappers, Jay-Z, J. Cole, all these niggas, Caresha, everybody. I want y'all to think of people like me, like the people that are in the back of the theater that you have to project so we can hear what you talking about. The first row can hear whatever you talking about, they gonna believe it. The people that's in the back like me that's listening because they like your music, but they don't know how they feel about you or what you got going on, so they in the back of the room. I need you to talk like you talking to smart people. Stop doing interviews like you talking to a bunch of stupid motherfuckers that's going to be easily manipulated, because some of y'all are easily manipulated. Because as soon as these niggas started running that shit about, now y'all are putting out allegations and the rap beef turns into something personal and now we're going after real people. But we're going after real people for real bad behavior that y'all want us to ignore. That's the problem. That's the problem. Drake was great when he was. All great things come to an end, money. Especially when you start, and this is something that Young Money did within themselves that I find problematic now that I'm looking back on it as an adult. I'm talking about Young Money across the board. Tyga, Nicki Minaj, and Drake all did music that was catering to kids. And they're catering to kids because the white kids and their parents have all the money. Those are the people that are going to pay to come to y'all shows and sell y'all out and all of this shit. I get that aspect of it. But once y'all started catering your adult rap music to children, and then later on we find out that y'all do creepy shit, Bedrock is one of the songs that I think of that comes to my mind. I can make your bed rock, girl. That whole song was very, very kitty-like. That was a Young Money record. Nicki Minaj has said weird shit about, boys and shit that's younger than her in her music. She has said shit like that in her music. Drake has done weird shit. The Millie Bobby Brown interview is anywhere for y'all to find that teenage girl saying that nigga was in her DMs. They're friends. Yeah, man code is kicking in this motherfucker. And I'm sorry, men and women that want to believe this because they don't want everybody to be uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I love Jay-Z. I want to go to the Roots Crew picnic to see this nigga. Okay? I am willing to pay for VIP tickets to go and see this nigga and this lady, okay, perform again because I am somebody that loves and appreciates their music. but you not about to talk to me like I'm stupid. And because I point out inconsistencies, now I'm a hater and I want the bad shit to be true and all of that. That's not the case. But some of y'all are just too easily manipulated. Like, that's just what it is. And a lot of y'all are men. That's why we be calling y'all submissive. That's why we be calling some of these men submissive. Because as soon as a nigga you look up to says anything, oh, I believe whatever he said. And now I'm a foot soldier in a bitch's comments arguing on a nigga's behalf. Now, I got to listen to the rest of this interview, right? Because niggas do like to act like because you didn't go and watch the whole hour and a half conversation that the clips are not self-explanatory. But essentially, Cole has been saying that he feels a way about the beef. Understood. I respected him stepping away from it and feeling like I don't want to engage in that shit. But you coming to the front with all of this emotion to defend Drake is where I have to look at you weird. Because anytime that y'all come to the front to defend a nigga that we have questions about, instead of just falling back, y'all come to the front like somebody is paying y'all to say good things about them in interviews. Nobody asked y'all to come and talk to us. These are people that don't really do interviews. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, all of them are coming to the front in one fucking week to tell us some shit about two specific people, Drake and Diddy. Drake and Diddy. It feels like a PR campaign. So, J. Cole, I'm not feeling you on that. I'm just not feeling you on this specific topic, brother. I love your music. Not feeling you on this specific topic. Now, let's move on, y'all, because we got to get to some things. So, because we're about to get into the Jay-Z of it all, I want to preface this by getting into the Knowles Carter family as a whole before we get into Jay-Z. So, first of all, Mama Tina's gumbo. We talked about Mama Tina's gumbo last week, and I told y'all that gumbo can't be sitting for 16, 17 hours and all of that. I don't know what she talking about. Gumbo is not, you know what I'm saying? We know Mama Tina and them, they love to rep Louisiana hard. That's where she's from. I don't know how long she lived here. Okay, because people love, people love to be from here. And I remember when, my mama, daddy, Alabama, mama, Louisiana, like people love to rep us. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, people love to rep New Orleans. They love to hate on us and they love to rep us, girl. And sometimes we be feeling like, don't rep us, please. Leave us out of it, girl, okay? Because then people gonna be putting us in it and we ain't have nothing to do with it, okay? But essentially, I do feel like they were not, this gumbo wasn't being properly stored. It needs to be refrigerated. It can't sit on a hot stove outside all day. Now people are apparently throwing up blood and all of that. I did feel like y'all was gassing it because we saw evidence of people just being mad that Tina Knowles wasn't giving them the attention that they wanted. So they proceeded to call her food nasty. Then y'all hoes started getting sick. And I'm like, okay, it was probably not stored properly. They said they fixed that. Y'all still coming to us. Okay, hold up. Let me, this not the updated one. We got to go to the updated one. Y'all know I be saving my stories over the weekend. Okay. Hold up. I don't know why y'all think that. Just because people wealthy don't mean they don't like to cook. Beyonce and them wasn't always this wealthy. And see, women like Tina Knowles, they, I don't know if y'all read her book, but Tina Knowles is one of those women that prides herself on her femininity and her womanhood, and cooking is a part of that. So just because women become rich, if it's a part of their identity that they be a woman that can cook some gumbo, girl, they gonna be cooking gumbo. That's just what it is. Like, just in. Health inspectors found thawed seafood and food being stored in non-food grade orange buckets, according to records obtained by KPRC2. When a woman reported getting sick after eating Mama Tina's gumbo, the customer said she had chills and was throwing up. We covered that. We looked at her TikTok and everything, right? But she said she was throwing up blood before health inspectors found multiple violations, which led to the temporary closure of the Houston Rodeo Gumbo. Okay? Food being stored inside of non-food grade containers that may contaminate food. Food being stored inside of an unpermitted facility, then transported for service from the unapproved source. Food source used after the first day of the rodeo was not listed on the approved permit application. No documentation showing proper cooling temperatures and times for food. No date marking for food prepared more than 24 hours prior. Frozen food not kept frozen. After all of the this is a whole bunch of shit that'll get you sick. This is a whole bunch of shit that'll get you sick. So it seems as if they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. And this is where the money does come in. Because why would you not get the proper things? And I'm not saying, because everybody thinks that Beyonce is on the phone with her mama all the time. Like, mama, what you got going on? Who's over there helping you with that? Yeah, I'm going to send somebody over there so that they can make sure that, everything is good in that church. I don't think Beyonce is doing that. I don't think Beyonce is a part of everything that her mom does. And I think people automatically assume that. Okay? So yeah, y'all, they not storing the gumbo right. I don't know if they fixed it. I don't know if it's still going on, but y'all don't eat no gumbo in this heat. It's hot. Don't eat gumbo this hot, girl. Don't do it. Okay? Just don't do it. Unless you live somewhere like where I'm from and it's a thing, so they know what to do. Like, we eat gumbo all the time out here when it's hot. We do. Girl, I order gumbo from Copeland so fast. It's just it's an appetizer, girl. Sometimes you want a soup and a salad. That includes gumbo. And the people down to the Copelands are inside, refrigerated, okay? Girl, I eat gumbo all the time. In the summertime, bitch. It depends on how I'm feeling, bitch. Sometimes I want gumbo. The fuck? Y'all acting like, you don't eat hot food when it's hot outside. Girl, I don't care if it's soup. I don't care if it's soup. I love soup. Okay? With that being said, let's move on from Tina and let's get to Jules. Girl, I don't understand people's arguments, okay? I made a video about Jules, and what I surmised from everything I saw of him was, oh, well, he's a fuck nigga. When I say fuck nigga, I mean, this is a young man that's probably like self-centered, will treat you, really nice at first, maybe, and then discard you like you're trash, right? I don't know, I'm not sure, but I heard somebody say that Jules said that women need to work or something like that. Like, he don't know why women don't want to work. I think that was something that was said. I'm not sure, y'all. I want to check that before we get further. But even if you exclude that, right? He is of a certain age. When you're of a certain age, you are susceptible to the shit that the young men your age are susceptible to, which is red pill shit. So, and look, a lot of y'all said he was just like his daddy. I don't know nothing about the daddy. This is why I listed the things. Last week we talked about you took the job at the gay club and then wouldn't do an interview because you don't want people to think you're gay. Don't take the fucking job. Don't take the job. Okay? Don't pretend to be an ally if you're not really one just so that you could get a check like you don't have money. That's number one. That's the first thing that was a red flag. Number two, I showed y'all, you can go back last week, I showed y'all the moments where he was streaming with that young woman and he kept tapping her and saying, yeah, but yeah, let me finish. She couldn't even get a word in edgewise without him tapping her to make her stop talking so that he could talk. As a woman, that is a red flag to me. That's a red flag that a young man can't even let you talk. And then he got to be tapping you to make you stop talking so that he can continue his statement. That might be a small thing to y'all, but that's not a small thing to me. It's just not. Another thing that makes me think he's slightly red pill, because you don't respect women. You think that they're beneath you. And so you don't really care about what they have to say. All you care is to unload your emotions or unload how you feel on them. So anytime they start talking, you interrupting because you don't really care about what they got to say. You just want to throw your feelings on top of them. Right? So that was another thing I did not like. And then after all that, he pops up with Tommy. Tommy is a crazy person. Okay? Like, when I say a crazy person, please just go look her up on TikTok. She is a 41-year-old woman that is fighting on Zeus Network. I feel like that's all I have to say. But she is known to rob and jump people. That's what she said. There's been, the last time I talked about Tommy, she was talking about a man who she was fucking with, and it was given that they was both beating the shit out of each other, and her and her sister might have robbed him. He put his hands on her. He was weird. She was weird. They was weird. So when Jules pops out with her, even for 5 minutes, I'm like, yeah, that nigga's on bullshit. For you to even attract yourself to, even for you to attract yourself to somebody like Tommy. Yeah, you a fuck nigga. You looking for all of the bad shit. And do you know what most people's response to me saying he was a fuck nigga is? He's just young. He's 21 years old. Hold up, girl. Hold up. I have to come close. Do you think that 21-year-old men grow out of being misogynistic assholes? So you've met a man who was an asshole at 21. And now he's grown and he's no longer an asshole? You've met someone like that? You're lying. Girl, I don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about in my comments. I used to be young, bitch, and the niggas that was assholes when we was in college, the niggas that was really assholes when we was in high school, they're still fuck niggas. And to be young is to be a fuck nigga. So what are y'all talking about? It's like, are you saying we shouldn't call him a fuck nigga because he's young? As if young fuck niggas don't exist? Yes, as if young fuck niggas don't become old fuck niggas? Delusional. The bitches be delusional. Y'all just want to be delusional.
That's the rule. That's the goal now. What are we doing? What's going on?
Real question. Real question. They was out for 24 hours together, it seemed. And then Tommy said, this was fun. Hate to break it to you. I'm not that type of girl. Next topic. What do you mean you're not that type of girl? What type of girl would that be? What type of girl would that be, Tommy? And then he posted just me and me only.
Type of shit you do when you like somebody.
My baby. So fine.
It's hard to be fine. I said it's hard to be fine when you got somebody on your back.
Still fine.
Come on.
Are you struggling, babe? I told you. Wait.
So they were walking? I thought they was riding on a bike or some shit.
Type of shit you do when you like somebody.
So you on his back. Got it. Got it. Girl, that's why I gotta talk about it up here. I don't be seeing it all the time on my phone, girl. I be having to blow it up.
And now we gotta go get this nigga out of jail. It's been a crazy weekend.
Yeah. Chaos demons. Chaotic personalities. People you cannot trust. A fuck nigga in an old ass weird bitch.
Oh, baby, I don't even want to come over.
Man. I'm game. We gonna see you in a minute. Free Grace. We be back in the morning. We're gonna go to Publix to get a chicken tender sandwich. Damn.
A grandmother. She's a grandmother. My God, on
They just
today. These are what the grandmothers are like these days. We're cooked. As the incels like to say. We're cooked.
You could do that.
Yeah. That look good to you?
She is drunk. She is drunk. This is just my opinion. Tommy's an alcoholic. She's following in her mother's footsteps. It's been like that since she was on Love and Hip Hop. She says that she's not an alcoholic. She's always saying, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. She always says that, and then she showcases herself seeming inebriated. So I don't know.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Solange is 39, Jules is 21, and Tommy is 41. She's literally 20 years older than him. Now, he's 21. He's an adult, right? It was just one night. However, I've already told y'all, Tommy is a terrible person. Tommy is on Zeus Network fighting 20-year-olds for a check. She has not grown. She has just aged. She looks great, though.
That look good to you?
So, yeah. I don't know what she means when she says she's not that type of girl. Girl, what type of girl are you not? Bitch, what type of girl you not? What type of girl you say you not? I don't believe you. I don't believe you, girl. I think you the type of girl we think you are. You're a nut. And y'all do anything for the plot, for clicks and views, for attention. Y'all do anything for attention. That's how I feel. And listen, I don't always feel, I'm gonna tell, people talk about double standards. I have a double standard for women in relationships with younger men. I think it depends on the type of woman. And usually I do kind of handle it case by case basis, but to me, women want to be with young men because young men come with young dick. They don't want to capture them. They just want to experience them and then let them go back out into the world. That's usually what older women are trying to do with younger men. Because he's an adult. Men, on the other hand, are with younger women because they want to control younger women. They want to exploit what they don't know. And they do want to capture you bitches. They do. Men like capturing women like infinity stones, okay? They like capturing baby mamas like infinity stones. And then they turn around and point their fingers at the women for allowing it to happen. That's just how it goes, okay? But yeah, this shit, I don't know what type of girl she talking about, but girl, you're exactly the type of girl we think you are. Y'all look like y'all had fun though. I hope the sex was good. But Tommy loves to pop up with people just to be, to keep herself on everybody's radar. So yeah, I wasn't taking it seriously from the very beginning, but it was just like, yeah, this adds to him being a fuck nigga. It does. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. And when I come back, we're about to get into Jay-Z. Okay? Now, yeah, we're about to get into Jay-Z.
So I just got back from my retreat with Reset by Design Wellness. And honestly, it was everything. From the moment I arrived, I felt held in every way. The whole experience was so thoughtfully put together that it really helped me unplug from the noise and actually reconnect with myself. Every space felt peaceful and intentional, like it was chosen just for rest, reflection, and healing. The wellness activities like the sound bath, the breath work, and yoga was incredibly powerful, and the workshops was beyond restorative. There was no pressure to do anything, just this gentle support and freedom to check in with what I really needed in the moment. One of the biggest takeaways I would say is realizing that this type of retreat isn't really luxury, it's a necessity. Like going to the doctor every year, I plan on doing this every year for my mental, spiritual, and emotional well being. And the community of women, I showed up not knowing a single person and left feeling very deeply connected with everyone. There was so much vulnerability, support, and love, and that's rare, and it was real. Reset by Design Wellness gave me the space, tools, and care I didn't even know I needed. I came home clearer, lighter, and more grounded, and already counting down the days till next time. So, whatever they are planning, wherever we are going, Reset by Design Wellness, say less, I am there for real.
All right. Shout out to my girl, Jennifer. Shout out to Jennifer. Thank you, very happy Mondays, for the super chat. Let's like this live show, everybody. Yes, like the live show. It takes a lot of energy to do live shows. I don't think people understand. Like, somebody was in my comments, losing their shit. They said this is not a job, girl. They said this is not a job. They say this is not a job. What else did they say? Girl, I blocked them because I hate when people talk to me in all caps lock. Like, who the fuck are you hollering at? Hey Ron, thank you for the super chat, boo. There is also a video of Drake on stage with a teenage girl. When she told him she was a teenager, he continued to, yeah, I remember that. I remember that video. Yeah. Cause see, people be like, oh, give me the exact time and date. It's like, nigga, fuck you. I remember what I saw. You're not gonna gaslight me, okay? Thank you, M Love Black. One thing I'm not mad about with EJ is how he's classist and would never be seen with the likes of Tommy. Oh, girl, I hope not. I hope not. Don't speak too loudly. Don't speak too loudly, baby, because you know how you try to speak over people and here they go. Now, first of all, again, as soon as I saw this, I got excited. I'm not even gonna lie. I already told y'all that I had DM my homegirl, like, you gonna go to the roost? She said, I'm trying to go. I'm like, look, bitch, if you go, I'm gonna try to go. I gotta try to get the money. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I need somewhere to sit. I'm not going to the roost picnic and I don't have nowhere to sit. That's wild. Okay, I'm old. I'm not standing nowhere for hours and hours and hours. I'm gonna need somewhere to sit. Okay. So I was trying to see if I can get VIP. VIP is like $1,400, y'all. That's a lot of fucking money. I got a lot of shit going on. I can't afford that right now. Okay. The tax people hit me up. I owe them more money, y'all. This is stressful. And that's another thing. To say this is not a job, I sure do pay a hell of a lot of motherfucking taxes. Like, the fuck? Hey, Leslie. But I want all of the people out there to calm the fuck down. Okay. I love Jigga too. Okay. And so I know his music. I know the shit he used to say. Isn't there a line about leaving a condom in a baby seat when he was beefing with Nas? Foxy Brown can come out and tell us that she was not dating Jay-Z underage, and we could still not believe her because we think she's lying to protect him. We can think that people are lying to protect famous people they're scared of. We can believe that. That's why it's okay for me to say allegedly, not because, I haven't done my research and all of that bullshit, but because we could never really know some of these things because we weren't there, but we can only look at the timeline. I did not want to believe the story about Jay-Z with the 13-year-old. And if he say it didn't happen, fine. I want to believe that it didn't happen. I don't want to envision that in my head. I would hope not. However, a lot of y'all didn't like the way I called him out in his initial response to the allegations, how he handled Tony Busby, like the whole thing. And I felt that way because he said shit that turns out to be like, nigga, we remember you from back then, though. And he's doing that again with this. He's doing that again with this. This is a story about something that happened a long ass time ago. And y'all are talking about people change. That's true. But that doesn't mean that absolves you of responsibility or accountability in anything you did before you decided to change your life around. And if you really had changed your life around, on some deep level, you would contend with that and deal with that and understand that if you put it out, that's what you get back in, and you don't get to just escape all accountability for your actions just because you changed. That's not how life works. Because the pain or whatever harm that you caused still happened, regardless to the fact that you've changed. As somebody that listens to his music, I do think he's changed. I do. But also, he says things that makes me feel like he still has the same mindset. He's another person that came out because they wanted to, in some way, defend Drake. And the second time that happened. Also, one of the main things he did is originally saying him and Diddy were not friends. Trying to downplay y'all relationship and play on our top. You're right. I could never really know if you were close with him for real or y'all just had a business relationship. But y'all acted like y'all were friends. Y'all promoted, y'all would do photo shoots, Sean and Sean, y'all worked together, y'all dapping each other off and all of that. And you know what I mean? Y'all did so many projects together. Y'all worked together. You talked about him in your songs. So again, when you lie about shit or when you misrepresent the truth, it gives me pause. And this is where niggas that follow me want me to be dumb. Y'all, I love Jay-Z. And to be honest, I would hate for him to think that I'm a person that just wants to believe the worst of him. Like, I would hate that because I really, really admire him. I do. He is one of my favorite rappers. I listen to what he says. I'll never forget how I got turned on to the Black Album. I will never forget how I felt the first time I listened to I Know. Like, I would never forget some of those moments because his music really penetrated. Like, I resonated with it. And I like that people, American, where he did the soundtrack for the movie that was about Frank Lucas. Y'all remember that? That soundtrack, one of my favorite albums of all time. Y'all tell y'all all the time, I'm a nigga in my spirit. So I have a respect for the main character in a drug dealing movie, right? Jay-Z is the main character in a good drug dealing movie. Think of Paid in Full, right? What's old boy name, y'all? Help me. I'm spacing. Not Makai or Cam's character, Wood's character. What's Wood's character's real name? That nigga. Jay-Z is that nigga. It's the nigga that outsmarts everybody. The nigga that gets out the hood. You know what I'm saying? The nigga that turns himself into a billionaire American gangster. Thank you. Off of the streets. A nigga that, that eventually marries Beyonce, has children, changes his life around, starts to rap about shit that actually means something. I see it. The free-form locks, the Basquiat of it all. Like, I see it. I feel it. I get it. 444 is, yes, one of my favorites. I have been to 2 On the Run tours. Okay? Me and my husband's, we have 2 songs. Miguel, Sure Thing. And the other song is the Bonnie and Clyde Part 2. Who wants that perfect love story anyway? Anyway. Cliche. Like, don't misunderstand me in my commentary of these people. But y'all cannot act like he did not do an interview with GQ. Y'all cannot act like these people have not been public figures. Public figures do not get to promote shit to us and then get mad when we question them. You don't have to come and talk to us, but you come into the public because you want something from us. Be clear. All of this shit right now is for a reason. and you want the public attention right now for whatever reason that you want it, it's not gonna always be, I believe exactly what you said. Ace, thank you. It's not gonna always be, we believe exactly what you said just because you said it. It's not gonna go down like that. It's just not. And to me, I feel like I'm not handling Jay-Z or any other celebrity any different than I would handle my own fucking family at the end of the day. I'm just a very fair person. You're not going to convince me of some bullshit. You're just not. I'm fair enough to understand that there's so much I don't know, but I'm also fair enough to understand that I'm not going to ignore what you have presented me with. Like, I'm just not. Now, let's start from the beginning. The photo shoot, GQ. Beautiful. Beautiful. The suit, the flowers, the hair, the thoughtful gaze. It's giving Mother's Day. That's what it reminds me of. This one scared me. This one made me feel like angry old man, and then he's like looking like he's sitting in a rocking chair. Angry old man alone in a room in a rocking chair. There's a suit on under that, but it looks like a robe. And to me, this image is supposed to, like, I guess, invoke how he felt when the story comes out and he's really, really angry about it, right? That's what this is supposed to invoke. But I also feel like a part of it is to manipulate you into seeing him as a old man that is no longer of threat to anyone. This making him look like an old man. He's sitting in a rocking chair, y'all. And you know what it reminds me of? If you ever watched Malcolm X, Delroy Lindo's character was that nigga at the beginning of the movie. And by the end, by the time Malcolm X had gotten his head together and he went to go find that man to look after him, to make sure he was good, and that man was sitting in a room and like sitting in a chair looking out the window, kind of crazy, out of his mind a bit. And it's like this man who was so together but was treacherous and went through a lot is now sitting in this room alone in this chair. And it's like he's losing his mind. Or he's lost his mind. And I'm just sitting, like that's what this made me think of, right? It's a throne chair, but it also, to me, it looks like a rocking chair. So it could be a throne, but it can also be you trying to make yourself look as if you're not a threat because old men aren't threats. They're not making him an old man. The nigga is old. I'm just saying, old man, like I said, in order to be not a threat. That's what I'm saying. So it's a lot going on here. And that's why photography and art and all of that is subjective, because we can see a plethora of things going on at the same time. It's crazy how he looks like an old man here purposefully, in my opinion. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's on purpose. Because everything he's doing is meant to project a certain image. He told Malcolm, I wasn't going to kill you. Yet the statement he wrote said he's a young man. That's the look of a man when everybody has left him to his own demons. That's another thing, Sammy. That's a really good point. Mad King energy. Yes. Yes. Like a tyrant, like an old tyrant. So what were you projecting versus what we're actually seeing, right? Let's move on. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. I like that. First of all, the red on the wall, I believe, is that an owl behind him? I'm sure there's some symbolism there that I'm not aware of, right? But it's a beautiful shot. Him sitting on the chase, the way he slumped over. He looks like an angel of death. I hate to say it like that, but y'all know, like, angel of deaths always are dressed in black suits, black glasses. Y'all remember Crossroads, so you won't be lonely. See you at the crossroads, so you won't be lonely. You know what I'm saying? It gives dark. It could give demonic, but it gives death for sure. In the blackness, in the redness, in the glasses, it's a lot. Yeah, no, I love the pictures. They did an amazing job. And then just like that, perspective changes. I like that, right? When he's sitting up like this, it's more menacing. He lays back. We shift the shot. Now it looks like a man that's having to sit with his own thoughts. Right? Very good work here. Very good work here. This level of thoughtful but unbotheredness. And then here, in a box. He's in a box. And I love this one. It also looks like a prison cell. A prison cell, a box. Okay, however you want to look at it. It's meant to invoke emotion. It's meant to almost make him seem like I'm just like you. And in some ways he is. But in other ways he absolutely is not. And that's kind of shown here. This image doesn't give everybody's walking around with this. Like, no, that's the, you know what I'm saying? You're not everybody in this moment. You're everybody in this moment. You're everybody in this moment. The light colors, the gray of the suit. This is meant to see him as somebody that's being caged. Let me guess. Caged by people's assumptions and allegations of you. Or it could be caged by the power, right? Because a lot of the times what comes a lot of power and a lot of access to people and being famous and even being rich is creating a box for yourself. And because a lot of us have never reached that, we don't know that, but they know that. They know they can't say certain shit. They know they can't do certain shit. They are imprisoned in that way. Or he's on display. That's another thing. That's another thing. It is on display. That's a good point too. Why they keep trying to box me in. Right? Now you're dressed in white. And y'all know, the symbolism behind dressed in white. To be cleansed. To be pure. Also to be a cocaine dealer in my mind. Okay, it's a beautiful suit. And then this one. This one obviously was the most. So we're going to play a video that talks about this mask. He's throwing a lot of appreciation towards the Congo. But I like this picture. But before we even get to that, it invokes hiding behind a mask. Looking at his face and then looking at the mask that he's standing behind. Now let's go to TikTok right quick and see somebody talk about that mask. But the photography is beautiful. As a photographer, the photography is beautiful. All right.
Let's talk about this African mask Jay-Z's holding on the cover of GQ magazine. First of all, shout out to Jay-Z, Rashid Johnson. But this is not some random mask. This is an authentic Kifwebe mask from the Sonye people of Congo, where I'm from. When it's a female version, we call it Bakashi. So you would call this a Kifwebe Bakashi. This mask is used as a symbol of authority and spiritual control. By holding the mask like this, Jay-Z is telling you he stands behind a woman as a cultural authority, and she is someone who commands respect and spiritual power, okay? And yeah, you see that fabric behind him? That's a Kuba cloth, also from Congo. Jay is really bigging up Congo on this one. Appreciate the love, man, big bro.
Beautiful, right? Beautiful work. But what it means to stand behind her as a man in this world is also similar to how we see their relationship as her being younger, as her kind of being a savior for him, and her own personal growth pulling him into his. which happens in most relationships, a lot of times, like when men and women are together, when the women are in a space of growing, the men will follow suit. That's just, and I love them for that, and that's something that you hear and notice in the music that they make together. Like that one line, I have to tell my wife this spiritual shit really work, right? There is a level of cleansing one's image, but also of one hiding behind that woman. There is a level of hiding behind that woman and what her power is. And I've always kind of had a respect for him because of his acknowledgement of how powerful she is. As powerful as Jay-Z is, Jay-Z does not cower. Jay-Z has never had a conversation on the fucking internet like Nick Cannon about not feeling like a man because he was with Mariah Carey. Because Jay-Z being with Beyonce is a very similar situation, except the age. Mariah was older, right? Beyonce was younger. And so I do feel like it's a reflection of him taking advantage of her youth. And that is a part of the conversation that we are having. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get into this interview. All right, because I want to listen to some of the things he said. I'll probably watch the whole thing on my own. And if I hear anything else, I'll come to y'all and talk about it. But I just want to fuck with the clips today.
How would you rate your 2025, like looking back on the last year?
It was hard, really hard. I was like heartbroken.
Really?
Yeah, I'm glad we got right to that, so we could just get that out the way.
Okay.
Like I was really heartbroken by like everything that occurred, with all like, we in the space now where it's just like, almost like consequence is not thought about enough. So everything is so instant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that whole Busby.
The civil lawsuit that was dropped, dismissed.
That shit took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure. It used to be like that. Like, you have to be super sure before you put those kind of things on a person. Especially a person like me. Like, even when we were doing the worst things, we were doing bad, we had those kind of rules. There was a line.
Hold up. I saw a comment that I want to talk about right quick. She shields him and he protects her in male-dominated spaces. While I do feel like I agree with that, right? Because there are times when men only respect other men, right? But also, it reminds me of, it's also an ownership thing. It's not just about protecting her, just to provide her safety. It's about ownership. And it reminds me of what was going on back in the day when they, were together and she is doing videos and he's calling to make sure that niggas are not in the video or not at the video shoot at the same time. Like, when I think back on the specific stories that we've heard throughout the years about them and about their relationship, like, right, what happened in the elevator and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is a level of, yeah, I hear you, but I also remember what the fuck was going on. And yes, Jay-Z is highly manipulative and extremely smart.
No women, no kids. You hear those sayings.
Yes, Siobhan, Pimp Ho. I didn't want to say it exactly like that, but him standing behind her like that and her being the person to go out and, really protect him, but, probably really brings in a lot of money now. And I'm saying now because I feel like he's probably had to take some losses because of the things that have happened financially, which is why you come out and you want to perform and you're doing a, 30th anniversary of one of your albums and all of that shit. It gives, I need to get some money. So I need to come to the front, right? And in order to get the money from the people, I got to come to the front. I have to explain certain things. I have to have a conversation with them in order for them to move forward and feel good about supporting me. That's exactly what this interview, the photo shoot, that's what all of that was about. And so I have to understand that you're trying to project the image. Okay. So when you say one thing and then you say another thing, I'm sorry, I'm listening. You want me to listen. I'm listening.
But those are things that I took from the street. You know, morals, integrity, code.
B has male dancers that dance close to her. What? I mean, I don't know what you mean by that, because male dancers are not the same thing as other male artists being in videos with her. That happened with the Sean Paul thing. A lot of people said that. Bun B said that it was a similar situation one time, I think, when they were doing a video. Like, there is a conversation about Jay-Z showing up or having conversations with people ahead of time to make sure you know that's my woman. And yes, there's a level of safety about that, but it is also about ownership. I don't know why we're arguing about shit that everybody, like, oh, girl, that's what I was talking about.
Those things I took because we lived and died by that. So it's strict for me. Like, it meant a lot to me. I took that really hard. And I knew that we was going to walk through that. We was going to walk through that because, you know, first of all, it's not true. And the truth is, you know, at the end of the day, it still reigns supreme. Let's say a person like me. Yeah, I needed the people around me more than ever. Because usually when I have that feeling, I would just make music and just be therapeutic. I'll be able to, I'll bloat it out.
Yeah.
And I would be like, you know, I'll move on. I had to sit in that for a long time. And luckily I had that. And right, again, I've built this, this circle that's really safe for me, of people that really love me, not using me, and like, you know, really care for my best interests. So I was able to have that in the time, you know, the most crucial time for me.
Yeah.
Especially people that were close to me, and I'll explain. So like, you know, when those type of things happen, people run. They don't care what happened. They don't care. It's like, save yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so I have partners. You know, I've had big deals with, I called my guy from LBMH, hey man, this is coming, and I can't.
So he's lost money.
Get rid of it. I can't. Yeah, I needed the people to make a settlement.
Yeah.
It ain't in my DNA. First of all, first I had to tell my wife, let's just back up.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't even in me. I know what this is gonna, the weight that this is gonna bring on our family. I can't do it. The makeup, I would die. It would have been cheaper, yes. Cheaper, quicker, move on with your life. It was like a testament because people know me. Like, I know who you are, and that's impossible. And
see, to me, I feel like based on the things he said in his rap songs, the things that, you know, he had to do as a drug dealer, there's like, even you projecting that people will say things like, that's impossible. Y'all, I love y'all for real. You cannot put anything past anybody, especially somebody that has a history of being about their money in a way that puts people's lives behind that, right? Like, fuck y'all life. It's about my money. To be a drug dealer is to have that mentality, no matter, like, especially for him. Like, he wasn't just selling weed, y'all. Like, you know, Jig is a real drug dealer back in the day. The way you have to put your humanity to the back of your mind as a drug dealer, yeah. Like, and then you get into the entertainment industry that requires you to be even more dehumanizing of yourself and the people around you. And then you become a billionaire. And what it means to be a billionaire is a lot of times to be fucking over people financially so that you can make a lot of money. None of that makes me believe that you are incapable of the worst things in the world just because, you know, we've seen such good things from you. Because we identify with you. Because we want you to be this good person. Especially now.
Not only we standing by you, but what do you need?
Yeah. What did you kind of do to come back from that personally or emotionally, I guess?
I'm still working with that. That's a great question. I'm still dealing with a settlement.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I want to go back to that first clip. Hold up, no. There's another one. Hold up, y'all.
I was really heartbroken by like everything that occurred. You know, with all like, you know, we in a space now where it's just like, almost like consequence is not thought about enough. So everything is so instant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like that whole Busby.
This civil lawsuit that was dropped, dismissed.
That shit took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure. It used to be like that. Like, you have to be super sure before you put those kind of things.
And why was that? Why did you have to be super sure? Because women didn't have the same protections. That's why. That's why. And then it's something that you can't even always prove, and y'all don't believe women. And I'm not saying that you should always believe them. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that what you are longing for is a time where women are way too scared to come forward and say that things happen to them. And they have more fear and trepidation about coming out and saying something.
On a person, especially a person like me. Like, even when we were doing the worst things, we were doing bad, we had those kind of rules. There was a line, no women, no kids.
And that, no women, no kids. I don't believe that, y'all. He's saying that that's how he felt back in the day. You can say, okay, when we're saying that he's using it in his context, right? So let's not act like he just means we don't kill women and children. We don't sell drugs to women and children. Let's not act like that, okay? Because he's using it in his context, which tells me that means I would never assault a 13-year-old girl because that's below my level of fucked upness. I am willing to believe that. I am willing to believe it. You cannot act like it is far-fetched when y'all like to fuck on 15, 16-year-old girls too, though. And I'm not talking about him specifically, but just men of his generation. Men of his generation would be 26, 27, fucking with 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old girls. Anywhere within that age, between the ages really of 13 and 19 is a sweet spot where all you niggas that are in y'all between the ages of 26 and 30 something are trying to get those groups of girls. There are, and people can say what they want to. Dame Dash said that you and him were vying for Aaliyah. And if I recall, Aaliyah might have been like 19 years old at the time, and y'all are both in y'all late 20s. This is reasonable back then. But it doesn't make it any less okay. Well, then, if you were cool with fucking with girls that were much younger back then, you had the mentality to be fucking with girls that were much younger than you back then. This is something that was about back then. Okay? That's why it's like, don't say shit because you're trying to promote an image that somebody can poke a hole in. Talk to the people that's in the back of the room. Not the people that's in the front of the room. The people in the front of the room are going to believe whatever you said because you said it. People like me that's listening, but we in the back room. We want you to say the right shit, but we in the back. And in the back, you can't tell me that we had a rule that there was no harming women and children when we know that you had relationships with girls that were teenagers when you were a 20-something-year-old man.
You hear those sayings, but those are things.
Yes, on tour with R. Kelly. Real tight with Diddy and then acting like y'all wasn't that tight. Like, you did a lot of things that are contradictory to what we remember, Hove. And yes, like somebody said, him forcing Rihanna to sign the contract. I will never get over Maya saying how he tried to ruin her. Maya said it in a Vlad interview that man tried to ruin her career because she didn't want to fuck him. I believe Maya. So if a nigga was moving like that, that means he don't give a fuck about nobody. He don't care. I know niggas that don't care like that. And Foxy Brown came out and said that it was a lie, but I don't trust Foxy Brown because Foxy Brown seemed like the type of woman that needs to be on the good side of a nigga like that. Yeah, the R. Kelly Best of Both Worlds tour, which they say, we never know why that ended abruptly, but that tour ended abruptly. And we all know that young girls were saying that they were behind, they would be at R. Kelly's, young girls, teenage girls, would be at R. Kelly shows backstage. Fight broke out between him and Jay-Z during that tour. And then the tour ended. Eve Eve said the nigga called her and told her that don't get too excited because women rappers don't go number one. So don't get too excited. Who the fuck calls people out the blue and says shit like that? Y'all, I love Jay. But once you add together all of these little stories, it gives you a picture of somebody that would do whatever the fuck somebody said they did.
That I took from the street, you know, morals, integrity, code. Those things I took because we.
Oh, and let's get into it. Let's get into it. Because niggas online want to argue in comments and shit, right? Because they think they know what the fuck going on. Where is it at? So this nigga, let me back up. Mike Jones show was going back and forth with me in my comments on my commentary about Jay-Z, which merely said, nigga, you saying stuff that don't line up. You mush that lady. Y'all remember when he mushed that lady? You're right, nigga. I don't remember the date and the time, and I did not know the lady, but I remember the video. And I remember the video because, again, I love Jay-Z. So when niggas do shit that disappoint me, I remember because it hurts my feelings. Because I like you as an artist, and I don't want to see you doing shit that I find reprehensible for a man to do to a woman. You're right. I'm so sorry. My bad, bitch. He said, how do you know for a fact they were not playing? Because that's his story. And then he was telling me that it's no big deal. I just need to do my research later on. Because I didn't know who the lady was. You just said you don't know him, Jay-Z. And by extension, you don't know the lady in the video, Shaka. So it's impossible that you could be wrong. That's a weird stance to take. Because I refuse to believe that they were playing. You're right. I don't think that this. Hold up. Let me, girl. You're right. This don't, I'm not going to let you tell me that this is somebody playing. You're right. Let me play it again. That look like somebody playing? That don't look like nobody playing to me. That look at the look on his face. Ain't nobody laughing. Ain't nobody smiling. And like I said, I'm a grown adult woman. I am a grown-ass woman. Ain't no man playing like that with no woman. He's not. He really wants to put his hands on you if he's playing with you like that. So that the man was in my comments gaslighting the fuck out of me. And then there's a level of, oh, LOL, it's not that serious. No, it is that serious. You're a man under my comments gaslighting me about a rapper putting his hands on a woman. You're excusing abusive behavior under my comments. That's triggering, bitch. That was his niece. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me something that means that's not fucked up. You 2 feet taller than whoever that was. Why would you do that? Child, you telling me that that's his niece is even worse. You telling me that that's his niece is even worse. I'll never forget when that fucking video was all over the internet. Yeah, I'm that old. People be forgetting I'm that old. Let's see. Because it was a Reddit. And I just wanted to see if somebody said, because they tried to like clean that shit off the internet. They do a lot of cleaning shit up off the internet. Let me see. Now it's hard for me to fucking find. I was able to find that shit on my phone. Not all of the shit that keep coming up is all of the new shit while I'm looking for the old shit. Here we go. So this is the Reddit post that I got that from. that one time Jay-Z showed a female fan some tough love. It's from the 2000 film Backstage, and that's not a fan. She's an adult employee and is claimed childhood friend of Jay-Z who had been mocking him for a bit, not defending it, just trying to give more accurate context. So she said some shit he didn't like. She made fun of him, and he mushed her like that. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. Damn. So, what's the nigga name that was in my comments? Mike Jones Show? Yeah. I don't know why you were in my comments gaslighting me, talking about they were just joking around. He was just joking. He was just playing. He was just playing, y'all. He was just playing. So, remembering those things about him, you're not going to just convince me of anything. And so when you speak and when you decide to do interviews and talk and shit, I'm going to need for you to act as if there are smart people somewhere listening to what you have to say. But I know I'm not the audience, right? The audience is all of the dumb niggas. I was still going, you know what I'm saying, try to see you at the concert, child. I'm still going to try to get to this concert, to the Roots Crew picnic, okay? I am. But at the end of the day, because I really don't believe that the 13-year-old girl thing happened, but you're not going to act like everybody's tripping because they would believe it. Like, we're not going to do that. Okay, and this is another clip because he was also, you know, heartbroken. Now all of a sudden, niggas that in drug hip-hop beef the hell before in their lifetime was dragging hip-hop beef to fucking murder. Like, niggas was dying over hip-hop beef when Jay-Z and Nas was going back and forth. Y'all was fucking each other's, like, women and shit. Like, y'all absolutely made that shit personal. Y'all was fucking each other old ladies and shit. And now you won't come out talking about, you know, rap beef is too much. It's not that I disagree. But I also feel like in this situation, Drake is the person that started this shit. That man said repeatedly, stop fucking with me, and you didn't stop. And so he went for your neck like a Gemini will do when you don't leave them alone. And now y'all want to come to the fucking front talking about, oh, Kendrick did too much. The fuck y'all talking about? How about some honesty about how Drake been asking for that ass whipping?
And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement, and I love the sparring and the music you get. Mm-hmm. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really? Yeah,
because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like, I don't know if I love.
And it's like, why can't we attack the character of people who have bad character? Like, what is this shit that you can't like, that nigga got fucked up character. I can't acknowledge it. We can't talk about it. We just got to let him be fucked up and stay quiet about it. That's what people was doing in the industry before. Just being quiet about Drake going around fucking everybody girl, allegedly.
Love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands, especially on, like, you know, on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. You know, maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, you know, I sound like the old guy wagging the thing. But
yeah, because you said fucked up shit. People was in the comments talking about you saying that you was going to put the condom in the baby seat and all of that on the Nas beef. My husband said you said something else that was fucked up too in one of them. So I listen to, you know, to some of them old songs and shit. But he, like, what? Big Pimpin', you was still fucked up. And what about All Master? And I know y'all don't want rap lyrics to count for anything. Because a lot of times rap lyrics are just exaggerations of people's feelings. This is absolutely true. But if you have a real life, record and a story that coincides with your mentality, excuse us for finding it believable sometimes. What was it? What's the line on Monster that everybody was talking about? That's literally about women and children. Like, Jay-Z, please try harder. Please try harder.
I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing, and you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
they're
to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like trying to,
This sounds like somebody making excuses for other abusers because you personally feel that the things you've done may catch up to you. I hate that it feels that way, but it feels like y'all think y'all should just be able to get away with the harm that you commit on people. And not saying he did what them people said he did, but just saying the language that he's using discussing Drake, who again has a history of having friendships with underage girls that could be perceived as suspect, considering the fact there's a large group of men out there that prefer younger women and girls because they're easier to manipulate and control. So we're supposed to act like the rappers aren't doing that? It sounds like you're defending him to defend yourself.
wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If a nigga was accused of fucking your teenage daughter, if Drake was fucking Blue Ivy or in Blue Ivy's DMs having questionable conversations, how would you feel? You probably wouldn't like that shit, right? You would feel like that's extremely inappropriate and predatory for a nigga like Drake to be in your teenage daughter's DMs. So when he was in Millie Bobby Brown's, I need for us to have the same energy. Y'all don't have to defend these niggas. I don't know why y'all defend these niggas. It gives y'all have to because you feel like you're defending yourself. But it would be smarter if y'all would just be quiet. If y'all would just not say anything about it. Don't act like we were trying to drag Drake to hell over lies. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because he didn't sue for defamation when it came to some of that shit that he could have sued when it came to, no, we wasn't suing for all of it.
Interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period.
And 50 Cent and T.I., honestly, what's wrong with what they doing? What's wrong with what they doing? They just, we about to come out with a documentary? 50 Cent has never gave a fuck about anybody. Y'all let that nigga live for a long time in the industry being flawed like he is. And he will continue to be until he self-destructs.
At the time.
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like.
And that's another thing. What's up with y'all at that fundraiser with them Trump people? What's going on there? People don't want to pick a side right now. They think we're in a time with everything going on. This country is falling apart. And y'all think we're in a time where y'all can continue to not choose a side.
Like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm going to say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like.
I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know.
How I feel about
it. Even kind of.
I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know what it sounds like and what it feels like, which is you could go to hell, and now that you're done going to hell, in order to keep everybody's skeletons in their closet, y'all, let's just all stop this. Let's stop all this infighting. Yeah, y'all, I'm sorry. Jay-Z is one of my favorite rappers, and he always will be. But essentially, I'm not dumb enough to listen to what you're saying and think that it all adds up and it all makes sense and it doesn't give it gives manipulation, beautiful manipulation, artistic, creative manipulation, but it just gives manipulation. And it would behoove you not to defend other problematic people since you want to get up here talking to us. Don't defend problematic people and think that we're not going to hear that when really you only have enough space to be up here defending yourself. You the only person that needed to be defend. You now defending other people that are creeps. It's now like, okay, well. Jay-Z sends over 1.6 million fans flooding Ticketmaster for Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint anniversary tickets. Because niggas love Jay. I do. One of my favorite parts of the On Run tour is when this nigga comes out and I forget how many of his songs I know most of the words to. It's upsetting. It's really upsetting. But that, it is what it is, y'all. Let's move on. Now, before, we're going to get to the Young Miami and the Usher and all of that. But there are some other things that I wanted to get into before we get to that, okay? So first of all, Mary J. Blige. Do we want to talk about Mary J. Blige? I do want to talk about Mary J. Blige because it'll give some some lightness to the moment. Okay, so Mary J. Blige recalls first meeting her idol who urged her to dye her roots and improve her pitch. And so let's listen to Mary J. Blige talk about what Shaka Khan told her.
You may have heard this before, but I ain't saying no names.
But you ain't saying no names.
I just met this person, and I was so excited to meet them. And this is when, back then, when your roots was dark and your hair was blonde, but people didn't know what it was, but we knew what it was. Okay. So this person goes, you really should dye your hair, your roots the same color as your hair. And you need to learn how to sing on key. Mm. I ain't saying no names, but I was like, okay, let me go and see if I'm singing flat or whatever that means.
Right.
So,
or whatever that means. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I ain't saying no names. I was like, that was fucked up because I was excited to meet this person, and I mean like gung ho.
Somebody that you really looked up to.
Someone that I absolutely love so much. And
yeah, that's tough.
And that's what they said to me. Like, it was my first time, and they was like, froze me like that. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was going to be like, hello, and you need to, it was very petty, and you need to sing on key. I was like,
yeah.
I was crushed.
You needed to hear that shit, though. You weren't singing on key.
But that's why you speak about...
And you sung her song. That's why. Y'all go get these bitches songs that could sing their ass off, and they listen to y'all, like, not hit the notes and not sing the song right, and then they get in their feelings. The people that could really, really sing, especially back then, because they were fighting for airspace with bitches that could not really sing. So, yeah, a lot of them had it wasn't, y'all, it's Shaka Khan. I'm telling y'all who it is. It's Shaka Khan. One of her first songs was her redoing Sweet Thing. And Shaka was like, girl, who? And listen, the reason why I know this is because my sister is a huge Mary J. Blige fan. So me and my mom would like antagonize her back when we were kids and tell her that Mary J. Blige couldn't sing, and she would get so mad. And then one time she went to a Mary J. Blige concert, and Mary J. Blige was fucked up and drunk and high on stage and did not perform right. And Christy was upset about it. Okay, child is hilarious. Okay. But because of my sister's long love for Mary J. Blige, I know that Mary J. Blige has gone through this thing in her career where when she first came out, I don't think she really did know the mechanics of how to sing, but she was a soulful singer and she had style and she was pretty. That's really all you needed to be turned into a star, okay? Have some emotion in your vocals and have a look we could fuck with, a vibe that the women can connect with, and fucking Diddy behind you. That's all you really needed at the time, okay? But also, and this is why Like, you know, I wanted to post this online because I wanted to do the same thing with the Nicki Minaj fans. Because, you know, when I was on Armand, a lot of them hoes was mad at me because I said what I said about it takes more than just, you know, being able to rap fast and write your own rhymes to make you a good rapper. And they were upset about that. But I'm like, that's the truth. A part of being a good artist is picking good songs. Mary J. Blige picked really, really great songs. Even though she wasn't always technically the best vocalist, she could give you the emotion, she can give you the vibe, and she gonna give you a good track. And she's one of the best. She's one of the best. Even though vocally, she was not as clean as some other singers were. But she did need to clean it up and she needed to get her act together. And she did. It took her a long time. She must have took that shit personal and didn't really listen. And it wasn't until No Drama came out. And I think it was when she decided she wasn't going to be, you know, getting drunk and doing drugs anymore. I think, you know, she never, I don't know if she actually said that she got clean, but I think we knew during the 90s and she and Casey and JoJo and they both drinking and fucking and fighting and, you know, everybody's doing their drugs together, you know, Whitney Houston and all of them. Like, everybody's doing their shit together. They're having a good time. I'm not judging anybody. I probably would have been doing the same thing. But, okay, her vocals suffered for it during that time because she would get on stage and fuck up a performance because she was drunk and or high or, you know, had been out partying all night. She just wasn't doing right when it came to them live performances. Somebody needed to pull her chain. No Drama came out. No More Drama came out. When that album came out, she performed at the Grammys that year, and that changed everything. To me, after that, Mary completely cleaned up. You got more stable, more consistent vocals from her, right? She continues to come out with banger after banger and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So she eventually took the advice. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, girl, it's okay. It's okay for people to be fucking up as long as they eventually get it together, you know? But Shaka.
During a time in the 1990s, when you would introduce the Rufus song Sweet Thing, which was your ballad.
I wrote it.
You would call it the song Mary J. Blige fucked up. Is that true?
Well, I didn't say that out in public. I might have said it to her.
Okay, but so you did believe
but
she fucked it up.
But I told Mary J. Blige she fucked it up.
How'd she fuck it up?
Number one, her vocals were flat. And I told her, I asked her, I said, what time of day was it? Night. What were you doing when you decided to cover Sweet Thing? Where were you at when you covered it? Girl, I've been up all late and I was at 8 o'clock in the morning, girl. I said, girl, you don't sing nothing at 8 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. Especially if you have to get up to sing it. If you'd have been up all night, smoking crack or something, I don't know, it might have been a whole different thing. But you don't get up at 8 o'clock in the morning to sing, girl. But she and I have that kind of relationship. We can talk.
Yeah, you guys ended up recording together, right?
Yeah,
this was not
we can
something
talk.
you didn't.
We can honestly talk. Yes, you know,
Yeah.
I love her. She loves me. We don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Now the press would love to make it a fucking problem.
During a time
See,
in the
I don't think it's a problem. I don't want it to be a problem. Okay, I love that y'all I love me some Shaka Khan, and Shaka was right. And Shaka comes from the school of, yes, girl, we all doing drugs. We all getting fucked up. Our vocals are not flat. And we was talking about it in the comments. Shaka fucked up one time. Okay, Shaka fucked up that one time when they did that verses, and Shaka looked like she was either drunk or high. I'm not sure, because Shaka was, you know, Shaka did dope for most of her career, right? Shaka did all the shit. Shaka was doing drugs with Whitney, with Mickey Howard. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of them girls was doing drugs together at one point or another, right? Everybody's having a good time, right? Sisterhood. Okay. They have to tell each other the truth, though. Shaka and them, Whitney and them, like, they were doing their drugs and they were still hitting every note, bitch. The drugs were helping them hit the notes. We don't know what Mary's doing. I'm sure that was the conversation amongst some of them when Mary wasn't around. Bitch, I get high and I be on it. My vocals be up here, bitch. Like, you heard my tour, okay? I was getting high right before everyone because I was tired. I needed a bump. Bitch, my vocals was off the Richter scale like that. I don't know what the fuck going on with Mary. It's the alcohol. That's probably what it is. And that nigga beating her ass, you know, that other nigga. He sing too, but he be beating her ass. Listen, okay? I don't begrudge the people. I don't. It's just hilarious, okay? I love Shaka Khan. But yeah, like, yeah, functional, yes. Boomers, because Shaka Khan is a boomer. Boomers are the best functional alcoholic drug addicts ever. Okay, Gen X, y'all are sad. Okay, I just want to say that Generation X, y'all don't know how to do drugs and still live a good life. Y'all don't know nothing about it. The boomers did it, and I think the boomers taught it to the millennials. Cause I feel like we be handling our shit a little bit better. But Gen X, girl, half y'all dead already because of the drugs y'all was doing. Y'all don't know how to keep it together. Girl, the boomers doing drugs, and them hoes live up into their 70s and 80s, bitch. We don't know what our drugs were more natural or something. I don't know what they doing to y'all drugs. Y'all drugs got microplastics in it. It's a joke, because I know a lot of y'all don't hear joke. Okay, that was a joke. Okay, but yeah, high functioning addicts. Okay, I have an appreciation. Shout out to them. What's next? Oh my God. Okay. Bill Cosby. Girl, we got to talk about Bill. Girl. Because this is another one that y'all always defending. And this is another one that I had to break up with, because y'all, I grew up loving Bill Cosby, right? Like, everybody who didn't grow up loving Bill Cosby. But I mean, like, I really wanted to meet him one day. That would not have been a good situation. Okay? That would not have been a good situation. Because apparently he likes to drug and fuck people. Okay? 1972, good Lord, I don't give a fuck when you raped somebody, because they're going to live with that for the rest of their lives. Going on to feel unsafe in your body for the rest of your fucking life deserves a payout. Woman awarded $19.25 million by jury in case against Bill Cosby, alleged 1972 drugging and rape. And y'all in the comments talking about from 50 years ago? Yeah, ho. It ain't your fucking money. What's wrong with y'all? Like, why do y'all have such an aversion to creepy, nasty motherfuckers having to pay for they sins against humanity, bitch? What be wrong with y'all? That he got off over and over and over again, and y'all just don't ever want him to have to actually pay for any of the things he did. Y'all just want people to keep getting away with shit. Fuck y'all. Donna Monsinger accused Cosby of drugging and raping her in 1972 after they crossed paths at a restaurant. And Sausalito Monsinger recounts that during their limousine ride, Cosby handed her a glass of wine, leading her to feel as if she was slipping in and out of consciousness shortly thereafter. And so even if I wanted to fuck you, you drugging me beforehand means you assaulted me and took my consent away. Because y'all will come up with all types of reasons about why a woman is wrong for being drugged and raped. Y'all will come up, oh, bitch, you shouldn't have been drinking. Why were you there? Why was you trying to fuck him in the first place? Bitch, all I know is I wanted to be awake for whatever the fuck happened, and he put me to sleep, bitch. Illegal. Violation. Cosby maintains that their encounter was consensual. Along with the $19 million award, the jury also determined punitive damages in the case. This nigga has admitted to the shit that he did, but because he was able to do it under the confines of a court saying that, we weren't supposed to be hearing it, he was able to get away with the shit that he did, but he admitted it. And so to me, I feel like you admitted the things you was doing. You talked about it in your comedy shows, putting Spanish fly and shit in people's drinks and all of that. That was y'all's culture. You were very close friends with Hugh Hefner. You were taking bitches to his house. Bill Cosby been assaulting people since the motherfucking 60s. Why do you think he should be able to continue to get away with that? Pay the lady. Pay the lady. Pay the lady. Okay? Let's move on. Y'all, what the fuck is going on with Nia Long? Am I the only one who loves Nia Long but also feels like she a little sketch? Girl, I don't know what it is yet. I can't exactly put my finger on it. It might be some male-centeredness, some male-identifiedness. I don't know, but she be giving me sketch. Just a tad bit. But let's listen, because people crazy, y'all. People are crazy. Nia Long is seeking court order protection from a woman she claims keeps showing up at her Los Angeles home under the belief that they are in a romantic relationship. Bitch, what? According to reports, the actress filed for a temporary restraining order on Monday against a woman identified as Carrie McDonald. The filing states that the situation has been ongoing and has raised safety concerns. In court documents obtained by TMZ, Nia claims McDonald is a stalker. She states that she does not know the woman, but alleges that McDonald has been harassing her for over 2 years. According to the filing, the alleged harassment includes sending unwanted cards, flowers, and gifts, as well as appearing at her home on multiple occasions. You hoes are out of your mind. How do you get to just keep pulling up to somebody's house? How, Sway? And I'm trying to understand what type of judge did she get? She need a new judge. Oh, shit. She need a new judge. Hold up, y'all. We have to go back to that. We'll go back after I finish this. This is just so, Ashley, please edit this accordingly. Edit when I go back to this Bill Cosby portion. Can you edit it with the last portion? Thank you. Okay. And so then, this week, reports confirmed that Hollywood royalty Nia Long is facing a terrifying reality. A female stalker convinced that they are in a committed relationship, but even after a literal arrest at her front door, the legal system is telling Nia to wait for protection. We're diving into the erotomania, the gender shield protecting predators, and why Protect Black Women seems to stop at the courthouse steps. In the world of Black Hollywood, Nia Long is more than an actress. She is a cultural icon who has navigated her career with a level of transparency that feels like a warm embrace, almost like your favorite auntie, if you will. But lately, that warmth has been met with a chilling reality. I don't know where y'all got that from. Gay Magazine, y'all gassing it. I love y'all, but people have always said that Nia Long was kind of a bitch and kind of cold. People said that, girl. I don't know if it's true. They say all Black women are bitches, but that's just what they say. Okay? Reports surfaced this week that Long is locked in a terrifying legal battle with an alleged stalker. This is yet another situation that highlights the dangerous gap between celebrity visibility and actual security, right? Because this is the same shit as D.L. Whisperer and T.S. Madison, Rihanna, and what happened at her house. Y'all saying y'all was going to shoot up Mama Tina's gumbo spot. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ on March 23rd, 2026, Long filed a temporary restraining order in Los Angeles against a woman identified as Carla McDonald, who allegedly claims they're in a romantic relationship. As the news made its way through the morning cycle, the details have become increasingly grim. Here at Gay, we often discuss the beauty of the parasocial relationship, which is the way we feel connected to icons who mirror our lives back to us. But there is also a dark side to that mirror. Carrie McDonald's alleged fixation on Nia Long is a textbook case of erotomania, which is a term used to describe situations where an admirer convinces themselves that a public figure is sending them secret signals of love, kind of like on Swarm. The report detailed how this wasn't just a series of stan tweets or harmful fan mail. McDonald reportedly subjected Long to years of harassment. Okay? And also, the judge denying Nia Long's restraining order. Why the fuck would you deny the restraining order when somebody who she doesn't know keeps coming to her house? Girl, what the fuck is going on? Why, and this is what they say about, when we talk about protect Black women, it is because you don't care to protect Black women. You don't care about their safety. You don't listen to them, and you don't respect when they tell you that they feel fear or they feel in danger of their lives. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. That's fucking ridiculous that they would deny it. I hope that, Nia Long does the things to protect herself And I'm trying to listen. I ain't never in my life before felt that the stand your ground law was reasonable. Because why the fuck do you get to just pop up at somebody's house? That's crazy. You can't just pop up at my house. Okay? Again, stand your ground law. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy, y'all. Anyway, back to Bill Cosby. After the jury returned a $19.25 million verdict earlier in the day, they came back in the afternoon and decided to tack on $40 million in punitive damages against Bill Cosby. That means she's looking at a total of $60 million in damages. This verdict is not just about me. It's about finally being heard and holding Mr. Cosby accountable, Motsinger said. I have carried the weight of what happened to me for more than 50 years. It never goes away. Today, a jury saw the truth and held him accountable. That means everything. I hope this gives strength to other survivors who are still waiting for their moment to be heard. Of course, Cosby isn't going quietly. Reports say he's already planning to appeal, which means Motsinger might not see a dime anytime soon. It's also been alleged that the actor doesn't have the wealth he once did. So even if the appeal fails, collecting such a massive payout could be another uphill battle for Motsinger. Something good for her, though. He needs to pay something. And to me, this is an example of you collected so many victims and you got away with so much, you got to pay up at some point. Like, the fuck is you talking about? Anyway, let's move on. But yeah, Ashley, just please tack that on to the last conversation about Bill and his bitch ass. Okay. And remember I was saying, like, I kind of wanted the troll. Lyric was like, don't troll the people, babe. Don't troll the people about Nicki Minaj. Y'all are like, without Armand and them thinking that people don't really like Cardi B's music, but they like her personality and they don't like Nicki Minaj's personality. So they say that they listen to Cardi more, but they're lying. I love y'all, but that's delusional. Y'all look, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gas Nicki so much, it does give everybody a tickle to tell y'all that, no, bitch, it's not what you thought. But that's because y'all presume. Y'all keep acting like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's supposed to like this lady or feel how y'all feel about her. And, no. Like, I'm so very sorry, y'all. I'm a person that listens to Nicki Minaj's music. But she's not that, like, on my Richter scale for what I'm listening to, I'm not running to her music. I'm just not. She does not create soulful rap music to me. I like soulful rap music. I like soulful shit. I like music I could feel. Even fucking Lil' Kim made music you could feel. I run back that I love you like ganja. Do you feel mine? All I want to do is taste you. The ultimate. Listen. I'm sure it was an accident. But yeah. I like Nicki, she's good and all of that, but Cardi makes better music, bitch. I'm absolutely going to, on my playlist, ain't nobody bullshitting you, bitch. I'm going to be listening to Cardi. I'm going to be listening to Megan. I'm going to be listening to fucking Kim. And I also listen to Queen Latifah more than I would Nicki. And it's not because Nicki's not a good rapper. It's just because she wasn't making her music for me. Like, her music was not being made for me. I'm not a Barbie. I'm not a little ass girl. I know I saw that. I sent it to Lyric about Crit coming to New Orleans. We're going to try to go see him again. Just for you, I stopped playing hard to get. Just for you. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. People don't just like Cardi's music because they like her personality. It's because her music is good. Gas. Okay. But like, I don't know. I just feel like Nicki's music be good. You listen to it. You might go back and listen ever so often, but it's not something I reach for. If it's something you reach for, then that's great. But yeah, no, it wasn't my wave. I like Queen. I like some of the songs from that one. Pink Friday. So like there are always some songs. Were we supposed to talk right now? We supposed to talk right now? Ugh. I forgot. I didn't know we were supposed to talk right now, y'all. Let me hurry up and get through this so I can get off of here. I forgot. Are we meeting today? Hold up, y'all. Okay. Hold up. Okay, cool. All right. So, Nicki. Like Nicki, yes. Not one of my faves. Nobody's lying to y'all. It's not that fucking serious. I don't know why her fans have to act like this. Her fans always have to act like, like people are more absorbed with Nicki than they actually are. It's weird. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, production company sues Nicki Minaj for allegedly refusing to pay $275,000 for her Pink Friday events. Yeah, she's pop. Like, I just, my heartbeat coming away. Y'all played the fuck out of that. Boom, 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 bass, super. Like, no. Like, I didn't like that. But they played it so much that I know the words. Just like songs by Jaheim. I know songs by Jaheim. I can't stand Jaheim. But I know his songs because y'all play them all the time. The fuck? I'm listening to the radio. I'm at the picnic with everybody. Nicki Minaj is facing another lawsuit after a production company alleges the superstar rapper is refusing to pay $275,000 bill for a couple Jingle Ball performances and Pink Friday 2 promotional events. According to TMZ, the production company 24/7 Production filed the lawsuit against Nicki and her company, Pink Friday Productions. In its complaint, 24/7 Productions claimed it first partnered with Nicki during the 2022 MTV Video Music Awards. At that time, the company provided her with live entertainment production services. During the award show, Nicki performed a medley of her biggest hits upon accepting the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. 24/7 Productions continued to claim that in late 2023, Nicki Minaj reached out for help with her concerts at Jingle Ball and her album launch for Pink Friday 2. 24/7 said they provided budgets to the super bass rapper, which they said were all approved. Then they claimed to have given Nicki's team advanced planning, on-site management, staffing, audio, lighting, rigging, ground transportation, and overall logistics. The production company also claimed it advanced $275,000 to Nicki Minaj for expenses, which she was expected to pay back. 24/7 Productions continue to claim that they paid Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday Productions about $650,000 for her Jingle Ball performance alone, but she failed to pay them back. In the lawsuit, 24/7 said for years it has repeatedly attempted to collect their fees from Nicki. However, her team allegedly sends back replies claiming, "We'll look into this." 24/7 Production is now suing for breach of contract and more. The company is also demanding her $275,000 in damages. And this is why I say, getting rich a lot of the times means not paying people. A lot of the times that's what it means, girl. And then like this entitlement of believing that because you're an artist, people should just be wanting to give you shit and just be wanting to do shit for you. Girl, she just paid that man who was about to take her house. Ooh, girl, that's a lot of lawsuits, child. That's a lot of lawsuits. That seems so stressful. My God. That's y'all girl, though. And so She's problematic. Let's move on to other problematic bitches. Shall we? And she and Usher will be my last two topics, and I'll be getting off of here.
When someone, you were connected to becomes the center of serious allegations and legal issues, how do you reconcile the person you knew with the headlines everybody else sees?
I think in life you always get put in something or a situation where you gotta make a life decision, and you gotta look back and say, like, what makes sense for me right now? Like, I can love this person, but I can love this person from a distance, or I can have a relationship with this person, but maybe I gotta come back to it. Like, maybe I gotta come back around. And I think that was one of those situations.
So she still loves him. She may not be talking to him currently or all the time, but she is looking to get back with him, or she is open to getting back with him, which tells me they're still talking. They're still talking.
You wrote a letter vouching for Diddy's character.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people were upset because they was like, how could she do that after seeing the video with Cassie? A lot of people wanted to know why you decided to still write that letter.
I think I wrote a letter for a change man. I think that the man that I met and that I experienced would change.
I think that is the lie that sounds good to bird bitches, and so they continue to use that, because when I tell you the birds in the comments clucking this same old bullshit, it wasn't her experience. She is a fucking liar. She is a liar. She is lying. Okay? She's lying. He was exactly the same person to her. You and I, y'all, when I say you and I mean us, okay? Y'all have seen me look at lives of the two of them, and the way he played little psychological mind games with her. It is usually very small shit that niggas do that creates the web that they sew together to fuck up your brain. She could have just not said anything. I don't know why she's not learning from this, but she continues to say the same shit, and that is not good enough, Caresha. You do know who he is, and you are okay with it, because for you, it's okay for a man to be abusive to other women as long as he's not abusive to you. However, I believe he was abusive to you, but I believe that women like you, who are groomed and raised the way you were, think it's a trade-off. I get to be with this rich man, and he mistreats me and mistreats the other people around me. But he still does all of these great, nice things. He has all of this money and all of this access. So like she said, what's the trade-off? In her mind, she's getting more than she was getting before, or she's getting more of what she wants from him. And that makes it okay to continue to deal with him and continue to support him. It's because on some level, he's doing enough to make her feel like it's worth it. And that's sad. And she also said some things about how she viewed her value, which lets me know that he got her up here. And all of that. And when I told y'all about the psychological abuse of all the little small things that he was saying and doing on those lives, yeah, eventually that shit added up to her head being gone. Her head is gone. It was gone back then when she was sitting on lives with him and he talking to everybody but her, and she's sitting up there vying for his attention, wanting for him to just appreciate her and pay attention to her. She was like, show them the flowers I sent you. The nigga went around and showed us everybody else's flowers and said how much he appreciated them, and then got to her and said, yeah, those the ones you sent me. Yeah, those were beautiful. Those were nice too. I appreciate that. After he finished saying lovely things about all the other people that had got him flowers. That's psychological abuse, bitch. That's meant to make you feel less than. Now you're trying to do shit so that you can get him to feel appreciated, and that's a mind game, bitch. And then y'all still in the comments talking about Cassie wasn't a victim. Cassie wanted to be there. Because apparently, y'all don't seem to understand the facts of life. And that women could want to be in a relationship with a man, and a man ends up abusing her and beating her and kicking her like a fucking football. It's not that easy to just leave when a nigga can send people to come and get you. We've already discussed that. So I don't understand why that's so hard for bum bitches to understand. But usually it's because it's women that are already in those situations themselves, and they don't see they don't see their own humanness. They don't see their own victimhood. I don't care about niggas, because niggas is always saying dumb shit. But women who say the stuff that they say about, oh, she's not a victim and all of that, girl, you don't even see how you allow niggas to hurt you. So no, you're not gonna be able to see somebody else's hurt, because you can't even see your own.
I'm not going to justify some bullshit or like support some if I felt like that person wasn't changed. And I felt like the person that I met was changed. It was a different.
But you knew that Gina was an eater. You told Gina on Twitter that if you wanted to ask Diddy to, if Diddy wanted her to be an eater, she would be an eater. I think it was something along the line, girl, if Diddy said eat it, you would eat it because you were eater. And to me, what that sounds like is that you understand that he has the power over that woman to make her do anything sexually, which low-key makes me feel like y'all might have been in a blend together before. That's what it make me feel like. It make me feel like you, Diddy, and Gina might have been in a blend before, and he wanted to watch y'all do shit to each other. And what he really ended up doing in order to make you feel like you was better is had Gina come in and do stuff to you. And you don't have to do anything to her. You just do stuff to him. So then that makes you feel empowered. That makes you feel like you the bottom bitch. You're above all of the other bitches. And so now you can talk down to them, right? Like you're a madam or some shit like that. That's what you talking about. That's what you was doing. So don't say that he's a changed person. You're lying.
So that's why I wrote the letter.
How do you
You wrote the letter because you're in an abusive relationship with him, just like Gina ass is. Y'all both on the internet making excuses for that man, like y'all both still talking to him, and he both telling y'all that y'all need to do what y'all need to do and make him look good out in the public because he about to get out. And when he get out, y'all gonna want him to be on y'all good side. That's what it's given to me.
reconcile supporting someone publicly when the court of public opinion is saying something completely different?
Because if I meet you today, or if my time that I experience with you is one way, I can only judge that person that way. So it's just like, I can't speak to nothing that I don't know of. I can only speak to the person that I met.
And yeah, I feel like everybody knows who Diddy is. Y'all act like y'all don't know who he is, and all of y'all have witnessed who he is because he never gave a fuck enough to hide it. He didn't give a fuck enough to hide who he was. Anybody that could watch that nigga could see that he would be so fucked up and high sometimes that he don't see nothing wrong with the way he talking and the way he acting. Y'all knew who he was. Y'all are lying for protection. Y'all are lying because y'all are scared. Y'all are lying because either you're being psychologically controlled by him through affection or loyalty. And whenever a nigga ain't loyal to nobody around him, but they all loyal to him, that's an abuser, babe. That's somebody that everybody's scared of, babe.
I mean, this might be a bit controversial, but in the same way, I think many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is, the standards that we now stand on.
This is very perplexing. Let's start off here, Usher. How are you going to start off talking about our country? First thing that's going to piss me off, right? Because the people that have a problem with Diddy, and I'm talking about the black women. We're not talking about like white people. Because like who, what, where, bye. We're talking about the black women and the black artists that Diddy has fucked over in his lifetime. Do not compare how we're like us and like how we doing shit. Do not compare, because 92% of black women who would have a problem with a man like Diddy being free in a community, those people did not vote for this. So don't sit up there and act like, oh, y'all don't care when it's the president, but when it's Diddy, now y'all care about people fucking over people. Now y'all care about abusers when it's Diddy, but y'all didn't care when it was Trump. That's what it sounds like he's saying right here. And I'm just like, okay, so y'all just gonna repeat dumb shit and y'all not even gonna think about how we're tired of hearing some of this shit.
We can't ignore the reality of the history, but in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. So just we're saying that historically black people have been fucked over in this country. And so now you're framing it like Diddy is one of those people, even though Diddy is one of the most successful black men to ever enter into the entertainment industry. He was sitting right alongside of all those white people. He got a lot of his cues about how to move in the industry from those white people. Usher?
Thing negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen and how he's been, misrepresented.
Misrepresented. Girl, making a ban alone. Making the ban alone. And what do you mean misrepresented, Usher? Weren't you at that dinner where he punched Cassie in the stomach? That was in the court documents. I don't have to say allegedly. That was in court documents that he was there in the room when Cassie was getting punched in the stomach. Be fucking for real, y'all. And I get it. Y'all are okay with this behavior at this point. Y'all are used to it. Y'all just want everybody to shut the fuck up and be quiet about it so nobody has to be held accountable for these, crimes against humanity. But see, the way Justin Bieber ran up on you, or was it the other way around? You ran up on Justin Bieber. I think that's what it was. You ran up on Justin Bieber just recently than people said. And Justin Bieber has been out here like, I don't want to be around any of you motherfuckers anymore. That's what everybody's saying. Every story that comes out says that Justin Bieber has been trying to get away from the people who he came up in the industry with, like Usher. Okay? And he says that people said that he and Usher have been having issues for years now. And online, yes, allegations, you're absolutely right. People were looking at video. They were looking at the chain of events that took place and were wondering. People were wondering what happened with Justin Bieber when Usher brought Justin Bieber to Diddy's house. And the reason why we wondered about that is because now with our adult minds, we recognize that when Usher told us that he was a teenager seeing very inappropriate things while going through a similar camp-like experience living with Diddy when he was a young man, we can put two and two together and realize that those two things mean that you as a child were put in inappropriate sexual not relationships, but in situations with adults. And now Justin Bieber as an adult man is walking around like a trauma wound, like a walking trauma wound. And you walking up to him with aggression and he don't want to be bothered with you and nobody else. To me, it seems like the questions that people have are valid. The questions that people have about you, Usher, and your connection to Diddy and what might have happened with Justin Bieber being exposed to a lot of adult themes as a child. Yeah, people have every right to question those things, especially right now. Especially right now. Black men do not get to escape accountability when it comes to how y'all are fucking on dealing with exposing children to sex. Especially because y'all love going after somebody gay. Y'all love acting like people just being gay is exposing children to fucked up shit, but y'all don't want to talk about some of y'all faves doing very weird shit around kids, with kids present. And said he would never let his own kids do the same. I'm not exactly sure what has been misrepresented about Diddy. Everybody has every right to believe that Diddy ain't shit based off the fact that he doesn't like to pay his artist, making the band, pick one. And he likes to football kick women in the fucking head when they try to leave him. I don't know how much more I need to know in order to know that the nigga ain't shit.
I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs.
And you know what makes me mad whenever y'all say that? Because y'all all say that. Y'all all say the same shit when y'all defending these niggas. The thing that makes me mad, y'all, is the entire time we've only been seeing the good. The entire time, we've been thinking that the music is fantastic and ignoring hearing certain things or stories popping up and disappearing and all of that. And we all, I hate when y'all do this because we often all fall for the first couple of comeback stories. When R. Kelly showed up to the BET Awards in a suit and sang his face off, bitch, I was manipulated. I was manipulated. I knew what he had done. I watched the videos my fucking self. And still, I was allowing space for the fact that, oh, that's how things were back then. As a 37-year-old woman, fuck out of here. He should not be allowed to be performing in places in front of people. And we're allowed to believe this redemption story shit when you still got 2 young girls' heads gone backstage. And it's the same thing with Diddy. Diddy has had so many resurgences. Diddy has changed his name a million times. We have been there for y'all to fuck up and clean up, fuck up and clean up, fuck up and clean up. The black community who y'all come to and talk to in these interviews, who y'all want to buy y'all, whatever y'all selling, we have fallen for the shit over and over again. And y'all seem to be upset that we're no longer falling for it. That's what I'm feeling from everybody. You're mad that your bullshit is no longer resonating with the most people that you thought it would be.
Entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who transition, culture and ideas into something that's tangible and becomes business. So many people benefited from what he created. And I acknowledge that. And that's why I see him as legacy.
Yeah. You told Shannon Sharp you learned a lot about business during that era.
Absolutely.
What'd you learn?
Puff was a mentor, but he was like you had that really, really hard teacher, but you're watching something in real time. I think that the idea of the level of discipline that came with that time in business, especially in an era that was trying to prove itself culturally in hip hop. Now, you can't turn on the television and not see the influence of hip hop.
That's right.
But the people who actually made that appropriate and are the forefathers are people like Sean Combs. And not just in the great times that they had musically, but in the idea of being able to find ways to monetize culture. And
Usher is pissing me off. Yo, Sean got a Lifetime Achievement Award with a bitch with a Go Poppy sign in the audience. This nigga has gotten all of the flowers. He's gotten all of the flowers. Like, it's not enough anymore. It's not enough anymore. The music wasn't good enough, bitch.
create something that was not just black or white. It was colorless. It was green. That's who I see.
And that's not a good thing. That's another thing. Usher, it's colorless. It's green. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing, my nigga. That's not a good thing now. Look around. Y'all, this is so out of touch.
That man ass. I mean, this might be a bit controversial, but in the same way, I think many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is.
Yeah. My Sims, you late. That was the first thing we talked about. And I also feel like if people want to enjoy these people's music and all of that, y'all, I'm not mad about that, because the music a lot of the times is tied to our own emotions and our own memories, where we were, all of that. It's not our responsibility to carry the weight of what they did. However, what y'all tend to do is come up here wanting us to ignore the truth so that everybody can be comfortable. And we not doing that, baby. We not doing that today. Usher's being a weirdo. Caresha's being a fucking weirdo. And guess what? Y'all are entitled to how y'all feel and y'all experiences, but y'all's experiences and the things that y'all are saying are telling to me. Now I'm allowed to see you in a certain capacity. Y'all, I don't know if y'all I told y'all this, but I didn't like Usher when I was younger. I did not like Usher. I thought he was a smug, big head asshole. And I'm talking about the My Way years, and like I just really didn't like him. And people liked him so much. And I just always thought he was an asshole. But people loved his music so much after Confessions. And he came out with some songs that I really liked. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to leave, I'm going to stop having this great disdain for Usher. It's returning. It's returning. Because you could have just not said anything. I really just want y'all not to lie and tell us that these unsafe people are just people, and that means that we shouldn't view them as unsafe because they make great music. What? Al B. Sure got up here and wrote all of this. Another strategy gone wrong by the incarcerated's PR crisis management team at the expense of a superstar in exchange for validation right before the scheduled appeal for early release. Who in that public relations office comes up with this stuff? No, for real. This was terrible. This wasn't it. This wasn't it. It is alleged that a sizable charitable $1 million donation was issued, memo stating brand ambassador fee, and now it's time to pay the piper. Stay strong, lil bro. You are the biggest artist in the world, and somebody knows it. Your legacy is intact. No, it is not. And that's what I'm saying, Al B. Sure. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't identify that he's being paid for this shit to say that it's misinformation about this nigga, misrepresentation. Like, no. You can't say he's paying to validate this nigga and then say that Usher, his integrity is intact. His legacy is intact. What? No. How? Girl, I gotta go. I gotta go, girl, because I'm late for a meeting. Okay? But
Might
yeah,
be a bit controversial.
Y'all. And he knew what he was saying. He knew how he was going to feel about it, and it didn't matter. And so that's why y'all going to let me get up here and tell the truth. Y'all going to let me tell the truth. Okay? I'm sorry that these, manipulative mechanisms are not working on me today. I'm actually kind of disappointed in these men because they claim to be so impressive, and yet they can't even lie good enough for us to believe it. Lie better, niggas. Anyway, you went to the bottom of the ocean on Jay-Z. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. M Love Black always thank you. He should have blacklisted Drake if he tried to holler at B. Be for real, Sean. The Caresha, what's going on, girl? I do not have a middle ground. Once a predator, always a predator. Behavior changes, not mentality. Come on. And believe it or not, it is the fact that I am a very forgiving person that I have been able to watch people fuck up and disappoint me no matter how many times I forgive them and let shit go. They still show up and do the same shit. You know why? Because that is who they are. That is who they are. That's all I'm saying. Like, people don't just change just because they said so. I'm late, but singing is the only way I make it through the day. On the way to work, on the way at home, keep singing, boo. Love it. Thank you, Tall Fam 86. Thank you, girl. All right, I think that's all of them. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.